is gonna be great. Got lots of questions. All right. Wow, it's pretty simple. All right. Yo, what up, folks? Welcome to episode, I think it's 006. Don't quote me on that. Maybe 007. Behind a bar. It's a lovely day outside. I am joined by another great guest, wonderful guest, and great friend of mine. Actually, I haven't seen you in a while, but the great Laurel, a.k.a. Miss Filipina, model, fitness coach, fitness coach, former bartender, I guess. And now you're just all around just kind of killing it in the sphere of, TikTok influencer, and I guess Instagram influencer too, because it translates, right?
Yeah, my Instagram is at 107,000 now. I would call it influencing at this point in time.
Influencing.
Yeah, it's getting there.
Yeah, getting there. And I checked your TikTok, it was like 200,000 something. I was like, holy shit. Like, that's just wow, like having that many eyes on you. But anyway, welcome. How you doing today?
I'm doing great. It's been a good day, pretty relaxing. Got my workout in, and yeah, just.
What's a day like for you? Just give me like a short run through. I just gotta wonder. If someone is like as active as you, at the gym all the time and stuff like that. And I think you switched gyms recently or something like that. So
I mean, most of my day revolves around fitness. I wake up.
It's tiring.
Yeah.
No pun intended. You know what I mean?
So before I used to let's talk about before I used to train people at like 6 a.m., 7 a.m.
Yeah.
And then I would go into training myself, and then I would go into making some TikToks, some Instagram.
You like dedicated time to that like during the day, like a.
It was not so much dedicating time as it was falling into a rabbit hole of TikTok and Instagram, and you're like, maybe I should make my own TikTok today, you know? But that was kind of like the cycle, and then I eventually like limited my in-person training, and I really wanted to focus on growing my online training, so that's why
the online presence is like that.
Yeah,
okay.
I went hard with TikTok and Instagram, trying to get people to train with me online, and then I just started having fun with social media. I had some free time now that I limited my in-person training, and
she's getting that online money, that passive money. We'll get into that in a little bit, but I mean, I want to start before that Fitness Filipina. That you're Filipino by descent, 100%, or is there something else in there?
I'm actually 50% Filipino, 50% Korean, and I would say, as of right now and for most of my life, I identified as more Filipino, even though I'm 50-50. And the reason why is it gets a little deep here, but
that's okay. We can go deep before we've had too many sips.
So my biological mother passed away when I was really young. I would say I was like 2 years old, maybe. And when that happened, my dad had my grandparents take care of us. He needed some time for himself after mourning, and so I grew up around my Filipino side of the family. And then when my dad remarried, it was kind of hard to see my biological mom's side of the family after we remarried. So
it's gotta be tough.
Yeah, we just drifted apart naturally, and I think it was in high school and in college when I started reconnecting with my cousins on my Korean side, and I've really been trying my best to reconnect with my Korean heritage.
Right.
So I'm learning Korean right now. It's going at a snail's pace because I have an online tutor, and only seeing her once a week, but baby steps.
Of course. I mean, I was gonna say I'm glad that you brought that up, because I was gonna say I saw as scrolling through your TikToks on the shitter this morning. Yeah. If you don't do your daily morning glory and scroll through TikTok, I don't know what you're doing, because you're not doing things right. But still, I was scrolling through, and this morning I made all my content was you, clearly. Do a little bit of homework, people. All right. But and I went farther enough to come across that TikTok of you kind of. I think I had vaguely, in just passing, either from you or from Alyssa. That's the kind of mutual friend we have here. heard the kind of your backstory. I was gonna ask you, like, that's gotta be tough. So like, coming up, where'd you guys live? Like, where are you from originally?
So I was born in Columbia, Maryland, and that's when my dad was with my biological mother. When she passed away, moved down to St. Mary's County with my grandparents, still in Maryland.
Right. That's far though. It's like 3 hours.
It is south.
Yeah.
South.
Okay. Go ahead, sorry. Yeah.
On the opposite side that most people think. Like, whenever I say south, they're like,
Yeah.
oh, Ocean City. Oh, no.
Nah. The boonies.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then when my dad remarried, we moved to the West Coast. We were in Washington State.
Oh, cool.
Lived there. I would say that's where I grew up. That's where my elementary school, a little bit of middle school.
Put some roots down a little bit.
Mm-hmm. And then we moved back to the East Coast with my grandparents. My dad realized it was important to be around family. So, and I actually, before I thought about like that situation, I was like, man, I really wish we stayed on the West Coast. But honestly, if it wasn't for us moving back, I wouldn't have reconnected with the Korean side of my family.
Right.
And I've met so many good friends here, and I wouldn't rewrite it.
That's amazing. I mean, as I said, it's probably that when I was watching, I was literally kind of like, holy shit, like that is a lot to deal with. I'm guessing having your siblings. How many siblings do you have?
Technically I have 3 other siblings, but my dad is now remarried again.
Right.
And I have a stepsister.
Oh, a third time.
Yeah, so my stepmother, she birthed my younger siblings.
Right. So you were the only child first, and then...
No, I have an older brother.
Oh, you have an older brother. Oh, wow, okay, cool. So you got a relatively large sibling group, you said.
Yeah. So me and my older brother from my biological mom, and then younger siblings, 7 and 10 years apart from me.
Oh, wow.
They are from my stepmom, and then my stepmom and like him, they were going through a divorce at one point, and then she passed away from cancer.
Oh no.
So so now he's married again, and I have a stepsister. So I would say 4.
Wild.
4 siblings. Mm-hmm.
That was a wild story.
Yeah, and my dad, his current wife, or sorry, I shouldn't say current.
I guess current.
Wife, you know.
No, I mean look, it's not wrong. Here, let me help you. By the way, turn it around.
I guess
it's I hold it right here. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's not wrong. You know what I mean? It's technically right. But no, I mean, and that's tough, man. That's a lot. That's a lot to deal with. Having your siblings, that made it easier. Kind of going through that process.
I would say so. Like, my dad right now lives in the Philippines with his wife, and
okay.
Yeah, and he has a business out there, and so I really, really like that my younger siblings and I still kept really close. We were still really close through this entire process, and I was scared at one point. I thought, after my stepmom's passing, after my dad moved to the Philippines, that we would have accidentally drifted apart. But we've made it a priority to stay together, and I've seen you
with your multiple like either your sister or your brother been out one time, multiple times actually. So it seems like that you guys make a very concerted effort to like, hang out, and even if you're indifferent.
My brother lives in St. Mary's County,
Ooh,
so he loves Baltimore. He loves visiting.
Yeah.
There's only so much you can do
out there, man. I'd be like, yo, Leigh, come on, what's good? Like,
but
not enough of that. But I don't want to, not bog you down. But okay, so now coming to like high school and stuff like that for you, are you athletic? Are you what's your mode? What do you do?
So
are you now? Like, you know what I mean? Like, or are you just kind of,
High school, I was not the same person as I am now, for sure.
Okay.
I was athletic, yes, but not by choice necessarily. I was madly introverted.
Okay.
To the point where I remember my stepmom and I would go out to the library every Sunday, and I would pick up 10 to 13 books. 13 was the most books I've picked up and finished within a week. and I did not leave my room. I did not socialize
That is
that
a
much
lot
all
of
throughout
reading.
middle school. And so when I got to high school, my dad was like, you need to make friends. You need to get out of the house. You need to do something active.
He's right.
And I came from a family of like very active people. My older brother, athletic.
Yeah.
My dad, like athletic, like was in the police force. Like, he was super strong.
Right.
Yeah, and
you're in there reading some goddamn books.
I was just out there, yeah.
They're like, what's going on here?
He honestly was like worried. So
Yeah.
he told me I had to play a sport. It wasn't an option.
Okay. What was the sport of choice here?
Volleyball was the first choice. And then he told me I had to play another sport. And one was not enough. Then I chose tennis because my family had background in tennis. Like, they were all good at tennis. I was like, okay, somebody can teach me how to play, right? Mm-hmm. Naturally, I started on the tennis team and as a freshman. And I definitely, I'm not gonna lie, I did not make friends from this.
Yeah, but say it's a one-on-one sport. How you gonna make friends in tennis?
Well, no, I mean, it was a team sport in a way, because you
did doubles and stuff.
There was doubles. You even though you
together.
played separately or whatever, you were making points for your team collectively.
Okay,
Yeah.
got you. I never, that wasn't my
Yeah.
forte. I was more the mainstream sports, basketball, lacrosse,
Come on, Asians playing tennis, it makes sense.
It does, it really does. I thought you were gonna say golf for a second, Like,
Oh boy.
we'll get into that too. I was gonna say,
now.
I was gonna say that was a kind of
Yeah.
a moment in your TikTok I was going to. I saw
New
when you kind
hobby.
of started getting into golf. That swing was looking pretty good.
Yeah.
No. When we get into, I definitely want to get.
impressive swing.
It really. I mean, hey, you're ripping that thing. You gotta watch it. You're gonna tear something. All right. But okay, so you weren't necessarily like, that's crazy to me. I finished 13 books maybe in my whole life. So
I was, and it was not even, I wouldn't even say nonfiction. It was fantasy books. It was like, take me to a different place. Like,
it was
type
like that
books.
kind of.
Like I would read all these like fiction, like about angels and superpowers and all this stuff. Like, there's something about wanting to be like a superhero was just so intriguing to me. Like, I wanted to like literally be taken to a different world where I felt like I could be cool. Like, I know that sounds
everyone's got a little nerd in them.
Yeah, I wasn't really good at making friends because I grew up, when my mom passed away, I grew up with my brother and my dad. So I was a tomboy from the get-go. I would wear my brother's hand-me-downs. Like, I have been mistaken for a little Asian boy before. I had like the chopped bowl cut, wearing overalls, Timberland boots, like, and a Yankees cap. Like, no one knew I was a girl back then. So,
jeez.
And then when you grow up and you get into high school, and like, I felt most comfortable around guys.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? High school guys, they think girls have cooties.
Yeah.
Like, they're immature. They don't.
I'll be honest, I didn't think girls had cooties in high school.
They were just like immature, like.
Yeah, no, I get what you mean. Yeah, we were just
when
like,
you had a crush on a girl, you like.
Yeah, you like.
Did stupid shit,
yeah, I was gonna say you're kind of mean to her and stuff like that. Like,
mean,
yeah. No,
So, like, I
I
couldn't
get
connect
you.
with the guys at that time, and I couldn't connect with the girls. Like, I was out playing paintball, not doing each other's hairs and
You're a
hair
real
and nails,
weirdo.
Like. Yeah,
Which I actually appreciate. You know what I mean? Just by the way, me being like, you're a real. I appreciate that. Like, I was more of, I was in high school, I'd say more like a mainstream fucking like, stereotypical like jock. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, not the stereotypical like, oh, I'm gonna slap the tray out of your hand, but like, I played on sports. Like, like I was every weekend. I'm trying to go out and get fucking hammered and hang out with boys and like. Like just do bro stuff. You know what I mean? Be stupid. So I was definitely like more of like your mainstream lax bro, like. Whatever, basketball head, like, you know what I mean? So I get that. I mean, you probably were better off than us reading and stuff, so.
There's a picture, and it was from, I think, Spirit Week. And girls, like, want to dress cute in school colors for Spirit Week, right? And I I think this picture is still on Facebook somewhere, and I hope no one finds it. But
Now you know I'm gonna go hunting for it. Just so you know.
I painted my entire face black and blue.
Oh,
like
Jesus.
Not just like little cute little stripes. I painted my entire face black and blue, and I think about that till this day, and it haunts me a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But it was different. And I took a picture with these other girls in my class, and I was the only one who looked like that, let's just say.
Jesus.
Stuck out like a sore thumb.
So going back to, again, that TikTok that I referenced earlier, we're going to college now. And where'd you go to school, by the way, just real quickly?
I went to University of Maryland.
Okay, transferred to Towson. UMD to Towson. Okay, cool. I mean, it's all pretty local. Up to this point. Was that all on purpose, or just kind of like what was just happening for you right then and there?
So
I say it for a reason.
I wanted to leave the state, but my dad was basically kind of said no.
Okay.
And he was like, unless you get like a full ride, you're not going anywhere else. And what I also didn't know is like I didn't have necessarily a college fund, so it really was capitalizing on getting scholarships, getting
loans and stuff
and everything, and so at the end of the day, being in the local was cheaper.
Worked out.
So
seemed to work out though, right?
It worked out. I enjoyed University of Maryland. I got through Towson.
I was gonna say, so I asked that to say going back to that TikTok I watched, you were going through a pretty tough time through college, and then it seems like right after college, like what kind of helped you get through that? And then, speak to what kind of was going on just briefly. I don't want you to really get too deep into it, but then also kind of what helped you get through that, and then I want to get to kind of when you decided to move, into Baltimore and that going on with that.
So coming from a traditional Asian family, there's a lot of stress on a couple things, grades. And being like financially stable, right? And they always stressed about not being in debt. So I thought that I had to work my ass off throughout college, like pay off my student loans immediately.
Jeez.
Like I mean, if I could redo everything, I would have read some of the financial books that I read now. I wish I read them earlier, because they were like, don't pay your student loans off right away. Right. They're like, have your money, make more money, then go pay it off. You can come back to it, especially like it's not at a high interest rate or whatever. Yeah. So
they'll be there.
They'll be there. Yeah, they'll linger, but it's okay. So I made that mistake. I was trying so hard to pay off student loans, and then I was just tanking with stress, and then I was in a relationship that was absolutely terrible.
Yeah.
So
how so? Just quick,
I would say that, and I can't say this lightly.
Yeah.
But he probably slept with like over 30 people while we were together.
Yo.
And that's not a joke.
God. Damn, boy, that's...
So I'm very independent, and sometimes that can... Yeah.
Couldn't be me, boy. I'm not me, my boy. That's just too many.
I learned
Good
my
Lord.
lesson. But
okay.
I basically was just so independent that I never thought to question anything that he did, or like him being out late, or like not, answering his phone and stuff like that. I was like, oh, okay, whatever. And I started picking up on clues, and I found out more and more, and then we broke up a few times, and then I took the guy back a few times. It was messy, but
sticky.
Mm-hmm. But through all that, I was drinking heavily to deal with it, and I basically hit rock bottom. I cannot express this enough. It was probably the darkest part of my life. I did go to Shepherd Pratt for a week. It was the lowest point of my life, and what got me back was my family, specifically my cousin Tori and her mom. And I stayed up at New York and White Plains with them, and just tried to reground myself and reevaluate what I was doing with my life. And I decided I wanted to graduate early. I was like, I'm done with college. This is toxic for me.
Yeah.
I need to get out of here. So I was loading up like anywhere between 21 to 24 credits a semester. And I graduated early. And again, like my brain right after college was like, don't be in debt, don't be in debt. You got student loans to pay off. And that's how I got into bartending. I was like, what can give me cash the fastest?
The fastest, yeah.
So I can pay these loans off. And
well,
even though I felt really responsible,
yeah.
I didn't need to do that. I didn't.
No, okay, so quickly, I've had, just to touch back on that, I've had family members, friends, and stuff that have, ended up there too on, whatever the circumstance may be. So, number one, you're not alone in that. And then number two, what was that process like for you going there and not necessarily going there, but I mean going there for your mind of like rock bottom and then coming back from that? What was that process like for you? For other people to know, like kind of where you, if you're there, how do you, what can you do to get back? You know what I mean?
So I removed myself from every possible toxic situation at that point. I told myself it's an elimination process. Like, it's not good for you, cut it cold turkey, right? And I'm not gonna lie, I had a lot of different types of recreational drugs. I was a rave girl. I was doing,
we've all been there.
Well,
not all of us, but I've been there. been there.
And I was treating my body like trash. And I decided, I was like, okay, a couple things I did. I stuck with my best friend, Grace. I guess she would. Ooh.
1 second.
Is it amateur hour?
It is. I think it is, actually. And I wear the shirt for you, hard body. Look,
yeah.
I'm trying to be a hard body, but soft body as fuck right now. All right, anyway. Go ahead, sorry.
You're good. So Grace was somebody that I met her at University of Maryland, and we were dorm mates. Like, we were on the same floor, I think. And she's actually from Harford County, which is near Towson. Well, both of us transferred to Towson around the same time.
Okay.
And Grace is the sweetest, nicest person you'll ever meet.
Shout out to Grace, yo.
Shout out to Grace, because if she wasn't that angel watching over me during those really tough times, I don't know who would have helped me out of the gutter I was in. So I moved in with her family during the summertime. I had some summer classes.
Nice.
And
trying to get out of there early.
Yeah. And being in the county, in Harford County, it was like,
relaxing,
it just felt
probably.
kind of like St. Mary's County in a way, like the
felt like home.
Farmland, felt like home. Like we would go on runs together, and just like it was just peaceful. It was away from all the noise, and I really thank her family for that. They are my second family, and so I just surrounded myself with good people.
Yeah.
And I eliminated drinking for a while, and just stopped talking to bad people.
Right. No, that's
Yeah.
that's fair. It's pretty simple sometimes. Did you start therapy and stuff like that? Are you a big advocate of therapy for people and stuff like that?
I did do therapy for a while. I did.
Do you continue to, or do you feel like it's not something that you need to continue to do? Or
so every once in a while, I'll consult a therapist, but I wouldn't say it's necessary to go all the time. Just when you really feel like you need an outsider's opinion, especially you can talk to your friends about things, but they're always going to be some type of bias, or they're going to try to say things that you want to hear, not necessarily the hard stuff, right?
Facts.
And so it's good to have that
person that's going to kind of give you that hard truth real quick.
Yeah.
So is that where do you think in Harford County is where you kind of discovered your love for fitness also, or not? More so that
I always had that athletic side of me, and I went to the gym regularly for sure throughout UMD and throughout Towson, but I think my relationship with fitness did change a little bit.
Yeah.
So back in college, I was like, I need to sweat out the toxins, and I would go to the gym, and I swear I probably smelled like booze and sweat, And that was my attitude. And
Wow.
but then, you know, being out in Harford County, I was like, now it's like, okay, I actually have to like go to the gym. Like instead of it being like on campus.
Yeah, it's a
like,
process.
It
It turns into a thing.
process and like, and
Commitment.
yeah. And I was just like on my own. So
Yeah.
yeah, I enjoyed it.
And that's when you kind of rolled into coming into Baltimore, I guess.
Yeah.
Like when it like you
So-
finish early.
Yeah, I finished college early, and then like I said, bartending led me to
Right.
Baltimore because I was like, I need to make money fast, get rid of my debt,
Right.
so I can figure out what else I want to do. And I had a marketing degree,
Right.
and I hated sitting at a desk, and I realized
Don't we all?
very quickly that this was not the job for me. I was too bored, and yeah, so how it led to bartending and fitness, I moved over to Baltimore from Harford County, started bartending. I got a gym membership at the Gold's Gym in Dundalk, and I remember one of the trainers coming up to me and being like, hey, you really know how to work out. Because have you thought about becoming a trainer before? And I was like, oh man, I never thought about that. No, but I do really love working out, and people have asked me to work out with them. So I was like, okay, that's interesting. And did some research, got my certification. And
Which one did you go with?
At first I started with ACE. I was like, oh my gosh, that's way too expensive.
Yeah, honestly, I thought the same
Yeah.
thing too. Because I've dipped into my toes into the training world also and
Yeah.
certifications. But go ahead, sorry. So give me.
I went with ACE, and you know, it's cheaper, and like either way you have to renew it every 2 years. So I was like,
Yeah.
all right, I'll go with the cheaper option, and it's taken by most gyms, so I started there.
Yeah.
So between training people and bartending, that's how I made a living for myself and paid off my student loans pretty fast. I think
That's
by
dope.
2019 I paid off my student
Fuck.
loans.
Look at you.
Yeah, I graduated 2017, a year early, and then paid it off by 2019. So
2017 make me feel old all the time. So
I
you're
am.
26, 27?
26, yeah.
26. Wow, and you're killing it in all aspects of life right now. And again, to think about all the stuff that you kind of had to overcome. Like now, you're literally getting ad campaigns with Under Armour, right? Or you're on their site frequently. I'm literally on there. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? Like we go and take shots. No, I'm just kidding. But no, and I'm sure like that online presence from your training. I'm sure it's grown over the time, right?
It definitely has grown
Well, that's perfect. That takes us into
a
time.
lot.
What we're going to do is we're going to take a quick break, take a shot, because that's what I like to do. I like taking shots. And then we'll get more into kind of your bartending and kind of that starting of your time in Baltimore. At that point, when you moved here, just quickly, were you have a boyfriend now? Were you guys dating at that time, or did that start later?
Oh gosh, I was still back and forth with that one.
Oh, okay, really? Okay, all right. Well, we'll talk. Well, we're gonna get into the bartending part and kind of what that was like with and without a boyfriend at times, and just that kind of life, and then also the starting of your fitness journey, and then from there, I want to talk more about your TikTok and just kind of how you got more into that, and just like that experience of growing that following you have, and just kind of the experiences you have from that, and then we'll just keep it pumped. We'll just keep pushing, yeah. Okay. So, shot time, people. Shot time. So you found it. All right, come on. We're gonna talk about that later because I want to make sure because I gotta get that like in the segment. Cheers, brother. Shot. All right, so we back after our quick shot break. Thank you, Jacob, courtesy of Jacob. I call him Jacob because he's my hitter. He's like a KGB for me, you know. Stays in the silent in the backgrounds, but he'll come up on you when you need him to. But anyway, so we just got through talking about, again, kind of just your upbringing. I'm an old man, so I need a pillow on the back. Kind of your upbringing and what got you to bartending in downtown Baltimore, fitness coaching, or kind of get into that mode.
Yeah.
So you've worked for several bars down here. Do you want to go ahead? I mean, list them if you want.
So
but
I worked at
it's all good because you don't work there anymore.
Pickles Pub.
Yeah.
Pickles Pub is right off of Camden Yards, so it's a baseball bar, and
For anyone that needs to know, like, if you go to a baseball game in Baltimore, your first stop will be Pickles Pub because it's just it's tradition. Like, if you either go to Pickles or Sliders, you're gonna stop there. Opening day, that place is
they just block off the entire road. Like it connects to the stadium at that point.
Yep.
And people just get hammered.
So yeah, just the idea of what that place looks like. But go ahead, continue. What other bars have you graced with your presence?
McGurk's. I was really into the sports bars.
Gurks.
Gurks
The boys
is
love
a
Gurks.
Eagles bar.
Yeah.
So yeah, that also gets rowdy. It's near the football stadium.
Yep.
So we also got a crazy wild crowd, and then Colada Pub, also wild crowd, Irish bar. And the reason why it was wild, probably because of dollar beer night.
Yeah, just to give it a little context, this bar will be fucking flat the rest of the week, right? Thursday rolls around. They got fucking dollar Bud Lights bottles. Everybody and their fucking mama is at this bar on Thursdays if they live in Canton, even if you don't live in Canton sometimes. But it is, and then they also have, you know, the Volo leagues. So people come in from playing kickball, sweaty and shit, and
What's the other thing? They have
they got everything going on down there.
It's a wing deal. They have like, remember where it's like a pitcher of beer, and like 30 wings something for like $20 something.
Yeah, and it's the thing I don't get about it. Just before we go, it's like everyone comes from like playing sports and they're like sweaty and shit and like in clothes, but then you like see so many of those Volo people like all over each other hooking up, and I'm like, everyone stinks though. No, don't get me wrong. I've been one of those people.
In that bar.
I was gonna say, bro. Like, that's the one thing. You walk in and you like came from home and it's Volo time. It's like, bro, that bar is fucking woofing. Like, and you're like, hey.
I feel like it's literally like steam rising in the air, and it's just like accumulated sweat. And then like in a cloud.
And then on top of that, they start dancing and drinking more, so they're sweating even more.
It's because dollar beers, dude. Once you drink enough, it doesn't matter how sweaty you are, you're gonna keep sweating anyways. So.
Is the moral of the story that you make a beer $1, people don't give a fuck about anything else around it?
Yeah, I mean,
like that's what I'm like. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it goes like this. Like after, you know. Think about like after a game, right? You want to go out, celebrate. Maybe you just won, right?
Yeah, facts.
Go out and have a beer.
Facts,
but then they're dollar beers. Yeah. So then
you bring a $10 bill.
It's not two. It's like,
you bring a $10 bill, you can get fucked up.
And then next thing you know, after 10 beers, guess what? You're not just buying beers anymore. You're buying shots. That's the whole concept. You're buying shots. You're buying bombs. Nobody leaves
and that's
there
how they get you.
Only a $10 tab.
And that's like, well, I can firmly say to you, it is very, very, very rare. But there has been the like 1 out of probably 96 to 100 cloud out nights where I've left with like a $6 bar tab.
That's nice, you know. But you know, for me, who's allergic to beer,
oh shit,
I'm out here rolling with a crowd of people drinking dollar beers, and I'm buying $6 Angry Orchards.
Yeah, damn.
Or a cocktail.
So tell me this: what's the hardest part about, you know, being in the fitness industry, but also being in the bar industry? Because I feel like being a bartender, you're like not forced to drink, but it's a very drink, and then on top of it, Baltimore is a very drinking heavy culture. Like, to give you an example, guys, like I used to work at a liquor store. I was just running the it was a family liquor store, but I was running the lotto machine right out of college. And at the end of every shift, my boss would be like, all right, man, you done your stuff, like mopping and restocking. I'm like, yeah. He's like, all right, shot in a beer time. And I'm just like, first time I'm like, what? He's like, shot in a beer, grab a shot in a beer from over there, and we're going to have conversation, just talk. Okay, like, let's do it. So shot in a beer, and that's when I kind of got the idea of, or understood, like, Baltimore's a drinking fucking town, like, and that's what you do. So how is it having that contrast of, like, going to the gym and then going to the bar and then maybe slamming some few after work with your friends?
I mean, for the most part, I worked the bar on the weekends. And during the week, since it's so like low-key at the bar during the week,
it is,
you don't feel the pressure to drink, right? But on the weekend, you go after it. And, you know, bartenders, like, we're not allowed to drink or whatever, but come on, it happens, right? And that's just part of the industry. And My rest day was always
The best day.
the best day.
The rest day was the best day.
Yeah.
That should be your motto.
I don't even know if it was the best day because I was hungover.
Yeah. So you'd say that being a bartender, you definitely made you drink more. That part of that culture is, after you get off, maybe you guys have a few. Mm-hmm. That's most of the time.
That, like, if you got off early, it wasn't like got off early, go home, like sleep early, get a good night's rest. No, because you know why? The other person's gonna be like, hey, we both got off early. Let's go get some drinks.
Okay.
Yeah. And then the thing about being a bartender is all the surrounding bars, right? They know you.
Yeah.
So you get off early, you enter their bar. They're like, oh, you're off early? Let's go get her a shot here on the house.
I was gonna say, what was that like being on the square and like everybody does know everyone?
Yeah, it's a trap, dude. You cannot escape.
Yeah.
If you get off your shift early and you don't go straight home, you go out for a drink. Hell yeah, you're staying out the entire night.
So it's less competitive. It's more of like it's very camaraderie, on the square.
Yeah, on the square.
It's interesting. Like I would think it'd be like like. Not like fuck you, but like you think that there'd be a lot more competition, I feel like. No. Is there not that way?
It's not like that. I mean, especially in Baltimore, no one stays at one bar, Like
Fair.
People, they pass through, they go to other bars and like I think there's also so much camaraderie because when people get off from working at the bar, they don't go home. They go to another bar. So you end up becoming the regular in a way.
Right. You're bartender one place regular somewhere.
Like when you get off,
yeah.
You don't want to start drinking at your bar necessarily. Like that is where you work. So you want to drink somewhere else. And all the surrounding bars know your stories. All your drunk stories.
Jesus
because
Christ.
You get off and they see you get sloppy.
So you at this time were dating still a little bit. You were dating the guy a little bit still.
Yeah, I was dating that same guy from college on and off.
So what? On and off, yeah. Well, on and offs are always interesting. I will never get on anyone for being in an on and off because I've been in one and I've been there and when you're in it, and you're with it.
Honestly, I do have to thank this guy because without him, I probably would not have been this jacked. Like,
I was gonna say she's sitting there like. So your bicep's bigger than mine right now. Yeah, you're killing it. Like,
this girl's got some demons that she works out.
And we talked about that actually on the break, and for me, I the gym is therapy for me too. Mm-hmm. You see it as that for yourself.
Like I wouldn't say that I replace real therapy with working out. If I ever feel as low as I did in the past, I'm getting professional help. There's there's no way around that. Like. That staying by family, like doing all the good things that will help me get through it. Mm-hmm. However, on the day-to-day, every once in a while I'll go through depressive bouts. And sometimes they come out of nowhere. Sometimes I don't understand them. Sometimes I do understand them. On those days, the gym really does help. Right. The release of, endorphins and just working hard towards something and kind of taking that negative energy and making it positive. It works tremendously. I haven't been to that low point like I was in college where I felt like I really needed professional help. However, every once in a while I do consult a therapist to get an outside voice and opinion because at the end of the day you can talk to your friends about all your problems but they're always gonna be a team player. They're always gonna tell you what you want to hear and sometimes you need somebody to tell you the truth and give you the hard facts here, this is where you are at, this is where you're going.
For reference, I have my therapist is a 75-year-old she's from overseas or started overseas, has had a crazy hard life coming over here, came to America with $20 and his mate. So if I start complaining about something, she's like, you know what I mean? She kind of gives me that, and she asks permission, can I be straight with you sometimes? And I'm like, be as straight as possible. And she really lays into me sometimes, and like sometimes it's what you need. And it's great that it's not like, we do have a great, no matter what, we have a great relationship. Like she can lean into me and I'll be like, oh my God, come give me a hug, like we're good. But it's just, you're right, you need that kind of someone to check you in a way and be like, hey, like this is not what we're about, like we're about something totally different. So that's good. I mean, I would say like, gym is not, it doesn't replace therapy, but it definitely is nice.
Helps,
definitely helps supplement, like definitely gets your mind, taking that energy. Like I say, I always like to take, if I'm nervous, if I'm anxious, if I'm mad. Something that I was given by my dad was, a mad man can't think. And for the longest time, I didn't know what the fuck that meant until I really thought about it. He was like, just think about, a mad man can't think. That means you're spending so much time, and that applies to a lot of things. If you're spending so much time being stuck on mad or angry or anxious or nervous or whatever, then you're not going to be able to think about what the solution is to get through whatever the issue is going to be. Now, I'm not sitting there being like an asshole and saying don't feel whatever it is you're going through. Feel it. Take the time to feel it and understand what it is. But at the same time, you got to have solutions. Like if you're mad and you're stuck on that, you can't take that energy and put it somewhere else. Right. You're always going to be stuck there. So I think that's great that you kind of...
Well, you think about it this way, too. So say, you're having a really shitty day, right? Some people will take that and they'll just bring that attitude to other people. They'll be shitty towards other people. Like you see those Karens out there being shitty towards like customer service people, like or restaurant,
whatever
servers,
it may be,
whatever. But they're literally putting their problems on somebody else,
right?
And because they need to expel that energy, that negative energy, so that they can feel better, right? But that's not a good way of doing things. I'd much rather take all that frustration and battle my demons out on the gym floor. And sure, people always tell me that I look mad intimidating at the gym. But I'm like, look, you don't know what I'm going through. When I'm like in the middle of a set, you don't know what's up here.
Right.
Like worst case scenario is up here. And I'm just like...
And you're battling through that
I'm battling through it, and that's what gets me those extra reps, and that's why, like, sometimes...
If it works, keep working it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like, sometimes the hardships, like, man, I would be weak as fuck if I didn't have hardships in my life.
It's people take, again, challenges or hardships as a bad thing in your life when it's like, nah, like, it's cool. Attack them. Because once you're done with them, then you're like, all right, when you're over them or you accomplish when you're overdone with them, it's like, it's amazing. You feel stronger. And in your case, you look stronger because you're accomplishing fucking whatever, back rows or whatever. But speaking of that, actually, I saw another one of your TikToks, and it was like, when should you approach a girl at a gym? And yours was like, never. It was like the one I saw, it was like, when she's wearing this, don't. If she's wearing that, don't. If she's wearing this, don't. So in your mind, is there a way that a guy could ever, I mean, you have a boyfriend now, but still, like, is there a way that if you were single, is there a way that a guy could ever approach you at a gym?
Honestly, whenever I have conversations with guys at the gym, it's usually like after my set. Or if I like, say I just lifted some heavy freaking weight, right? They'll come up and be like, dude, good job. That was insane. That was cool. Like,
don't say that.
And even if I'm not lifting heavy weight, guys can still come on and be like, wow, like, I can tell you're really working hard. And I know, I like that. Okay. But there's definitely a wrong time.
Okay.
Like, and you also have to you gotta read the girl's face, and like I said, I'm fighting demons at the gym. Right. So most of the time, I'm not gonna lie, I don't want to talk to anybody.
Like, you don't go to the gym to look cute and like be in Although I do see your fits, you kind of be flexing a little bit when you go to the gym. So
dude, I gotta look.
Yeah, you kind of looking pretty good when you go to the gym. Their sets are pretty good.
Look, I don't go anywhere else really. So like, if I'm gonna have some type of style,
that's like her going out.
Yeah, if I'm gonna have some type of style, I will plan my outfit in advance before I go to the gym.
So funny. Oh
because,
my god.
I can't eat out all the time. I can't, go to
Yeah.
So
she plans out her gym
style,
fits
dude.
all week. It's just like, okay, Monday's blue, Tuesday's red, Wednesday's yellow. Like, that's where that's going out for her.
Pump covers is a style.
Pump cover, sorry.
And
Gotta make
socks.
can't forget about it. Well, speaking of
really nice
speaking
socks.
of pump, speaking of Those are nice. Yeah. Speaking of bump cover, you were on the mission to grow glutes right now. How's that going?
Oh, growing glutes.
Well, you're on the. I followed for a while. You're on the mission to grow those glutes up. What inspired that, and how's that going?
All right. So here's a couple things. I would say I have come a long way. I used to have ABD. Do you know what that is?
No. What is that?
Asian booty disease. So there's a good amount of Asians.
What? Well, okay. I have a comment on that actually.
We grew up and we're pretty flat-assed.
There's this chick at the bar like last week or this past weekend, and she's of Asian descent. She's a friend. I've known her for a while, but like we just like started like chopping it up.
Yeah.
Just more this time, and I looked at her and I like kind of like she turned and I was buying her a drink and I was like, damn, like I ain't gonna lie, like for like I usually don't know too many. I was like, I don't know too many Asian girls. You got cakes, and she was like, oh, thank you. Like she was like so flattered, and like I thought she was gonna yell at me or something or be mad, but I was like, okay, cool, because like for me, I was like, I don't know a ton of.
Sean, have you seen my progress photo of me like?
You're doing good.
No, of me in college, like.
Oh no! You were like you were skinny, flat as fuck, and now you got cheeks.
Yeah,
I will give it to you.
Now I've got some cheeks. I've
cheeks.
Worked on it, but now I don't want just like a butt. I want it to be astronomically large. I'm like,
now she want to Houston. She is moving to Houston, guys. So she wants that Houston, Texas size. You know what I'm saying?
Super size me.
Yo, so it's going well though? It's going really well.
Yeah.
Is there anyone you're following? Like I follow that Brett Contreras guy. Are you following anyone specifically to help you out?
With glutes, I mean, I follow a lot of pro bodybuilders because when you think about bikini wellness competitors, you got your back pose. I mean, that's just supposed to showcase, hamstrings, glutes, like
everything.
Yeah, so they know how to build glutes. That's part of the process, and I've been following it. And goddamn, these workouts are freaking hard.
Hard to sit down sometimes.
So I hate training glutes. Like
really?
It's the introverted side of me. When I first started working out, I was like, oh, I can discreetly build glutes by just doing squats. No, all I did was build my quads.
You gotta like do some RDLs and stuff
hip
up in
thrust
there.
And but I was just too scared of sticking my butt out.
Really?
Too scared of sticking my butt out.
That's funny.
In college. Like I didn't want anyone to stare at me. And like I said, like it was part of that like gym is my time. I don't like just like headphones on. I don't want to talk to anybody. And I also didn't want anyone to stare. So
but now you like look at my butt. Look at my butt.
It's not like look at my butt, but
I'm just saying like now you're like fuck it.
I was like, damn, I look very imbalanced. I was like, I got these big ass quads and no ass.
I ain't gonna lie, you was quadding it up real heavy. I wasn't gonna say you had no ass, but you was quadding it up heavy though. Let's just say that.
It just like looked, because my quads are so big, it looked like my ass was small.
By the way, you've done things. And she's strong as shit. She's done things at parties. Like she did some shit with a pumpkin one time at a party I was at.
Yeah,
I was like,
that pumpkin was heavy. That was nuts.
I couldn't do the thing that she did. I don't know. I mean, I couldn't do it. But anyway, you've done some impressive shit.
Party
Let me know if you need
you
need another piece. You're good.
I got one right here.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool. But yeah, balancing going back to balancing between bartending and fitness. Like fitness was fine during the week. It was the weekend. Weekend was trash. I was like, you know what? Instead of having a rest day in the weekday, it's just going to be 2 rest days on the weekend. And I will hit Monday through Friday. Like
fair.
And that's how it worked out. But I will say, in general, alcohol stops progress.
Yeah.
It does. I plateaued so hard. And I was like, I'm eating the right things. What the hell is happening? It's because of the alcohol consumption on the weekend. It just like...
Yeah.
That and like not properly hydrating and on the weekends eating like just really greasy food or like not eating at all because I'm so sick like from drinking. So it was the weekends that just made me plateau so hard during the week, no matter how much I tried to grow. So
was it my question about the square kind of as to go back to that kind of like camaraderie / competition thing, was it like you know, do they all, like, how do you guys not decide, but, like, I feel like certain bars have certain nights, right? Like, it seems like right now Buff is, like, Sunday.
Yeah.
Cloud House is clearly Thursday. Saturday night, So Pro, and it gets, Saturday, Friday gets So Pro. Like, do you have any inkling as to, like, why that is, or, like?
I think part of it is the DJs.
I never thought of that,
DJs.
actually. I don't know why I didn't think about that yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, wherever Medina goes and stuff like that, people want to go.
It's the DJs, it's the specials, and like the specials have been there for so long.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's not really like they did anything different, or like we decided on certain days to promote things. It's very much like these specials and everything have been established for years. Like, so everybody kind of just follows the DJs and the specials.
You know how how I choose my bar?
The bartender.
No. It's a good idea. That's good. I should usually go by bartender. Bathroom leniency.
Lenient in what ways? Because at Colada, that can mean many things. Many.
And bathroom availability.
Okay.
But do you guys know what goes on in those like?
Oh, we know what goes on. Actually.
You know what I mean? Like, do you guys talk about it? Like, do you guys the bouncers and stuff?
I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty naive, or at the beginning of my bartending career, I guess you would call it, right?
Yeah.
I remember my first couple shifts at Colada. Here's a couple things, right? I didn't know about people going to Colada to do coke in the bathroom. I didn't know about people hiding coke in the bathroom so other people can pick it up. And also, I think I was like 5 months into Colada or 6 months in, and another bartender from Colada who has been there for a long time, he was like, Leigh, I think you're going to be the longest surviving girl bartender in the past like 2-3 years. And I was like, wait, what?
Shit gets crazy over there.
Shit gets crazy.
I literally have done I've done recreational things with bartenders on duty while like you know what I mean, on a Thursday night, like while they're working. Look, you know what I mean? I'd be like, yo, like, what's up? And they'd be like, yo, yeah, it was cool, let's go.
At the end of the day, was he functional enough to do the drinks?
Oh, hell no. He was actually better off. He was better off, actually. He was more happy.
Now, Colada, that's the case there.
Yeah.
At other bars I worked at,
not the case.
Not the case.
Have you ever like worked with someone who like literally got too fucked up on the job? Yeah. Can you talk to me about that? Like, just you don't have to give any names or anything, but like,
it's embarrassing for them. It's embarrassing for us, and like on top of that, like now we're all just pissed off at our coworker because that person didn't help clean up. And at the end, like literally at the end of your shift, you're getting off at like not even getting off. The bar closes at 1:30,
pretty much 1:30, 2 o'clock. Yeah.
And then you have to stay and clean until 3. So when you have a coworker who can't help you clean, and it's 3 a.m. and everybody just wants to get home, or like, you know, some of us are drunk and we really want to get home. Yeah. Oh, there's so much resentment. We're like, what the fuck, dude?
Oh,
what?
That's fucked up. Because
it sucks. And like I could honestly take pride in saying like I've never been that drunk on a shift where I couldn't help clean up, where I couldn't help close. I
just say this because I've been to a bar in Baltimore before too. Again, where I'm like we were chilling and like I'm not gonna clearly say which one. It's not on the square, but we're chilling. We know luckily we were like boys with the bartender. We know him. But he's ripping shots with everybody while he's the only bartender on duty. He's ripping. It's a smaller bar, so he's ripping shots. He's chilling. He's whatever. We're ordering as many. You know, he's hooking us up, and then we get to the end of the night, and we're like, yo, like let's cash out. And our tab is like $15. When we drank probably well over $120 worth of booze, and I just felt bad for the guy at the point. You know what I mean? I was like, fuck, like. You know, but luckily my brother's a good guy. He tipped him really, really well and paid the regular tab and tipped him really well. Yeah. So like if there was a discrepancy in the morning, he could like, you know what I mean, put the money back or whatever. But I think it's always interesting. So the bathrooms are known what's going on. I meant more so like even sexual shit. Like people be fucking in them bathrooms. You know that, right?
Yeah. God.
Like, that's something that, as long as people know,
So,
I just want to know if people know.
This is a funny story about that. So, like, I mean, yeah, there are people who fuck in the bathroom, yes. New Year's, my brother came up for New Year's, and we went to Colada.
Okay.
And I told him, I preempted him, Baltimore can really fucking drink. And he was like, yeah, I can drink.
Oh, Baltimore can drink.
It's like,
we some drinking motherfuckers up here.
I'm like, Nick, if I'm out drinking you right now, and like I can tell you that compared to other people in Baltimore, I can't drink that much.
Mm-hmm.
Like, pace yourself, dude. Pace yourself. We get to Colada, the first bar, after the pregame. My brother's already wasted. And sorry, Nick, for saying this on a podcast.
I met him. He's a cool dude.
Yeah, I hope he doesn't mind me saying this. But anyways, he needed to throw up. So I was like... happens
to the best of us.
Yeah. I was like holding his arm because he was like kind of slumping a little bit. And I'd take him into the bathroom, right? Mm-hmm. And I guess this guy had seen a girl and a guy walk into the bathroom. Yeah. So I'm like, I lock the door and I'm like helping my brother throw up. Literally, like, he's puking. And I'm drunk too. And this guy is like banging on the door. He's like, these motherfuckers, they're fucking in the bathroom, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, when I get really drunk and... yeah, I've seen it. I get all feisty.
Yeah, you definitely
and when people are accusing me of something I'm not doing, it's really bad. So I bust out the door. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? You want to say that one more time? I'm helping my brother throw up, blah, blah, blah. And the guy's face turns pale. And I was like, well, do we not look related? And I was like, I think... till this day, I was like, man, I was really hammered because he didn't deserve all that, but I was definitely pissed off.
Nah, fuck that.
Because he thought we were fucking in the bathroom, and I just thought that was disgusting.
The bathrooms at any of the bars on the square, no offense to any of the people that own bars on the square, but the shit that goes on in there, man, you guys should be ashamed of yourselves.
Dude, honestly, that's not the worst I've seen. Pickles Pub.
Give it to me.
Pickles Pub was a whole different version of drunk because especially on rainy game days,
everyone's inside.
Baseball stadium clears out and goes straight to Pickles.
Yep.
And I've walked in on people having sex, like, and I'm like, good fucking, like, please leave.
Because you're like sober, so you're like, this is annoying as shit.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like, oh, like it's not like, oh, like, it's like, this is annoying, like, please leave. Like, you can go home and do that shit.
The most disgusting thing, though, is when people throw up, and I, like, you know, and it's...
what if they throw up and they're having sex at the same time?
This one guy took his jersey, and he tried to be discreet about throwing up. And I was like, there's nothing discreet about pulling like this and throwing up down yourself. Because it still falls out on the other side. And then he
That's an L, bro.
He tried to cup the jersey at the bottom. So he was throwing up through the top, cupping the bottom of the jersey. And as he's walking
That's why I don't go to Orioles games. That's why I don't go to Orioles games.
Yeah, as he's walking to the bathroom, just a trail of puke. And it was a Sunday, dude. I think, you know what? It was a Mariners game. Who
the fuck goes to... Anyway, I don't even want to... Have you ever seen a guy and a girl in a bar, like when they walk up and like you want to throw the guy an alley-oop, like, oh, like this guy's like, you can realize, like, do you realize when you're looking out, like, who's on dates, who's like trying to hook up with who, like, and you guys, like, because I've had like,
I try sometimes, like, you know, be a good wing woman,
right, like kind of dish a little something.
But also that's caught me in a situation because like, like this guy was definitely hitting on this girl, and he was trying to discreetly give her a shot.
Okay.
But I didn't know that he had a girlfriend at the bar. So he was sticky. So he had a side piece.
All right, hold up. All right, so hold on.
And he goes, hey, send that girl over there.
Let's go ahead and break this down. Let's do that. Let's break this down, my boy. So he had my boy at the bar with his girlfriend, and then he had on the other side, he trying to take that other girl, and he trying to slide her a shot on the low.
Yeah.
Without her seeing that he's with. Yeah. Does she see that he's with the girl?
I think so, yeah. So my basically,
not Pete.
I definitely think that the side piece knew that he had a girlfriend.
Well, side piece always know. They always know.
But also the side piece was talking like to this guy.
Oh, so he was trying to. Oh, this is sticky. I love it. Go ahead. No, I love
and
it.
So I'm
yeah,
thinking
wow.
he was getting a little jealous.
Yeah.
Right?
Wow.
Yeah. But he was still with his girl, right?
Do I know this person? This sounds oddly familiar.
No, you don't though.
Okay, just making sure.
I don't think you do, but all I know is I sent those shots, and I like had placed the shot, and I had pointed back. I'd be like, he sent you the shot, and you should go say thank you. And she knew of the girlfriend, right? But she didn't know the girlfriend was there.
Right there.
So she was like, oh, he's here, and like walks over.
Oh.
And then
Leigh.
there was that situation, and then like the guy looked at me and he was like, what the fuck? And I was like, dude,
Leigh.
that's not my problem.
Leigh! No, you didn't. Come on
You
now.
deal with that.
All right, fair.
You wanted me to discreetly send a shot and say it's for me. Like how else was I supposed to do that besides pointing at you? You know? Like,
no, I mean, look, that's you had no other recourse besides like what you want me to. You just wanted to have the shot like the other guy got it for. Wow, I'm mad. My man's was like, yeah, I'm gonna have my girl right here, and then I'm gonna send a shot to this girl over here. Yeah. Just go ahead and send that over there.
I'm really curious.
Wow, bro.
Okay, guess. Did he go home with his girlfriend? Did he go home with a side piece? Or did he go home alone?
Man. She went over and confronted them, right? She went over and talked to them? My guess is that... Damn. That's a tough one.
Come on, you gotta...
All right, hold on. That's a tough one. I think he went home with... the side piece.
Wrong.
He went with the girlfriend?
No.
He went home alone?
No.
Who he go home with?
He didn't go home. He stayed at the bar, kept drinking with his guy friends.
Oh my
and then
God.
found another girl, and I swear to you, they walked out together. That was a trick question. I didn't even give you that option.
You should have said all of the above. I need to step my game up, because if that happened to me, I'm going home and crying on a pillowcase for at least 3 hours before I get myself back together and smoke some weed or something and figure it out. Like that is insane.
All I'm saying is that guy was not. I mean, I have my types, but I would definitely say he was not attractive to have done all that.
You have a type. So what is your type? Is your type Alex? Because he's just like this big beef cake motherfucker.
So yes, I like muscle, but that's because like all my life I felt insecure about my build.
Yeah.
So I was like, I cannot date a guy who is smaller than me. And here's the reason why. At University of Maryland, this guy was such a sweetheart, honestly. Like he was like, and he was cute, right? But he, I was definitely either the same weight or heavier. And one night,
what are you pulling right now? What are you pulling right now, just for reference?
Weight?
Yeah.
I think I'm like 150 something.
All right, yeah. I still weigh more.
So at the time, like we were going to his fraternity party, and it was like Babe in a Bottle, right? We got trashed, but he had to bring me back on campus. Like he lived in a fraternity house. I lived in a dorm, so we get back to campus, and at University of Maryland, I think it's Easton. There's like these stone steps leading to the dorm room, and he wanted to be cute and lift me up off my feet and carry me down these steps, which was, it was really charming.
Romantic people.
Okay? Problem is, he did not take into account how heavy I was. So I
bounce on my butt.
I didn't look heavy.
On my butt.
I didn't look really heavy. But like I was solid. I was solid. Muscle can be deceiving. So he picked me up, and we both fell. Like I hit my head on the stone, Jesus and then Christ. He twisted his ankle, his knee, was like all effed up the next day. And I was just like, damn, like I really need a guy that could actually be able to pick me up, because I was just thinking, one day when I'm married, I want a guy to be able to pick me up, like on my wedding day.
Alex is what, 6'4"? 6'5"?
6'3" or 6'4", yeah, something like that. And
what, 250, 260?
Yeah, when I first met him, dude, I was so intimidated.
Big guy.
So we met at the gym.
Yeah.
Both as trainers. He was supposed to train me at this new gym on like how to like redeem sessions and stuff like that. Like a mentor at my workplace. And he was in the middle of prep. And I had not touched the bodybuilding realm yet.
Right.
So I didn't realize like how miserable he was feeling at the time.
Right.
He was doing 2 hours of Stairmaster when I first met him. And my boss had brought me over to the Stairmaster and it was like, hey, Alex, this is Leigh. This is the person you're going to be training for this job, blah, blah, blah. And Alex was like, hey, Kelly, I'm in the middle of 2 hours of Stairmaster. And she was like, oh, okay.
And just walked away.
We just walked away, right? And then like that entire, me and this girl, Katie Pike, were both being trained underneath him. And kid you not, this was our first impression of my current boyfriend. Katie was like, man, he's like a robot. He's like, God, like so monotone. Like he's kind of intimidating. I'm like, yeah, he's a little scary. Like that was your first impression? Because he was,
really?
Yeah, I didn't realize he was 1 week from flying out. It was his peak week. He was flying out to Houston to do this summer shredding competition. But then afterwards, he came back, right? And then he's refueling and everything. And he's like, the nicest guy in the world. I'm like, whoa. What happened?
Yeah.
Right? And he met me during the time I was still bartending and training people. And he had told me that I had potential to do a bodybuilding competition. And I was like, maybe this is the structure I need, you know, because I went off the deep end a couple times with drinking. Yeah. And it was just getting like, I didn't know my limit. You know, I didn't have that maturity yet.
Have you found it?
Oh, yeah. Okay. For sure.
Just wondering.
Wondering. And I will never get that sloppy drunk. Well, I can't say never, but
we all do it again, no matter what.
I hope to God that I never get that sloppy drunk again, because it was embarrassing. Like, I was throwing up. Like, we're
all there though. You know,
one time I fell asleep in the garage. Like I like could not. It was like the garage to our apartment, but I could not like get out of the car and start walking. So I just decided I'd get out of the car and just laid down in the middle of the garage and fell asleep.
Wow.
Yeah. or times
I've been somewhere close to that at some point. So
I was like, you know what?
That's a laugh comfy. At that. Yeah, like it's like, you know what? This will do.
You're gonna stay here. Yeah.
I'll give home ec another shot.
And he kept telling me, he was like, Leigh, come, like if you get off early, come home. Stop going out right after. Yeah. You know that's bad. And I just couldn't listen. So and I would fall asleep in the shower with a shower running. Like, and my clothes still on. Like it was
so would you say like
stupid.
That the would you say the bar industry, it taught you a lot, but at the same time, it definitely didn't do you any justice.
It did what I needed to do for my student loans and all that, but then like just the lifestyle kind of sucks. And like, you know, you got like people doing coke and all this stuff and can party all night. Yeah. And you got me just trying to drink all freaking night. And like, I'm not gonna lie, every once in a while, I did a little something, but
we all do.
It was because I was like worried I was gonna throw up.
Yeah.
But then like I like had that like that person in my ear telling me like, don't do drugs because you've fallen off the deep end in college, doing all those things. Don't do that again. And so I would like try to like just keep drinking and be like, you're not gonna throw up, you're fine, and just rally with everybody else. And I couldn't hang. Couldn't hang.
It's okay. All of us aren't meant to hang. So would you say you had a time where you were single when you were bartending and you were kind of like understanding that life, or would you say for most of the time, are you more of a girlfriend guy? Like, you know what I mean? Would you say?
How do I say this without it sounding like?
No, it's okay. Like
stuck up.
Say it.
Okay. I wanted to be single multiple times, but there's always a catch, you know?
There's something comes in.
Like there's always somebody that doesn't let go, and then I like, you know, and thankfully this last person is my current boyfriend, and it's going really well.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
and I love him. But in the past, you know, it's like I would be like, dude, I've been through so much. I just want to be single. I just want to focus on myself.
Right. A lot of girls say that.
And then like I get asked on a date and I'll be like, this means nothing. Right. But I'm also the type of person who can't do casual flings. Yeah. Another thing people don't know about me is like, I need to have an emotional connection with somebody to physically be attracted to them. Like I can't perform without like some emotional connection. Like it's like there's actually a word for it. It's like demisexual. So it's like you need to be emotionally connected to this person. And it could be a girl or a guy, to be honest. Like I've had some small relationships with girls.
Oh, so would you consider yourself bi? Would you consider yourself bisexual?
I would not, at least like not anymore, I guess, because my last relationship has been almost 5 years.
Okay. It was more of like an experimental time for you?
It was that, and like if I didn't have an emotional connection with any guys, I would with a girl. Like I would just like felt like they were more like trusting and I don't know.
So you've had an experience. Yeah. You've had experiences with chicks.
Yeah.
Do you have you liked them? Just question.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I would say so, but I never got into a super deep connection because in college a lot of girls are experimenting. So it wasn't like you know, it was one of those things. You're like, oh, I'm attracted to a guy now. Like I was like, oh, okay, cool.
No, that's cool. Yeah,
but like it was like I guess like I couldn't have flings. I guess you could put it this way: I couldn't have flings with guys, because I didn't trust them, But I could with a girl,
Because
and then like kind of just break off. I was like, oh, we're like friends.
That's the world is. Hey, it's all a spectrum, man. Like you gotta like, do what you do.
Okay, that's fine.
But that makes sense. You realize that makes sense. Like when you say it like that, okay, like you can trust this one. Yeah, that's easier to just like kind of be like, cool. And the other side, you got a more guarded.
And like also like I've always been a tomboy in my life, so like I did attract a good amount of girls. Like it's until this day, I feel like I still do. Especially, dude, my TikTok comments are wild. They're just wild.
That's what we're gonna get into next. So we're actually real quick before we go off.
Yeah.
You've recently. So again, we talked about bars and stuff like that. I really, I spend a lot of my time at bars, which is why I have so many questions and stuff about the back end, the back side, the ins and outs of it, what things they do know, what things they care about. You know what I mean? But on the other side of that, I do want to talk more about your TikTok influencing and kind of how you got into that. But before that, we're going to take one more shot. But you're before we go on break, you're Under Armour. Are you still working with them?
Mm-hmm. I next Tuesday am doing working at Under Armour all day. Mm-hmm.
Cool, doing a shoot. So I remember seeing that like on your social media, like you started doing shoots with Under Armour from a lot of their online stuff. So if you go online, the Under Armour site, you're gonna see this great mug right there. Well, great everything pretty much on there. How was that? What was that process like getting into that? And then what's that been like since?
Oh boy, you're gonna laugh. So I was at a bar when I found out about this opportunity, and I was hammered. So my friend Jamie, she texted me. She goes, "Hey, I just tried out for this Under Armour modeling gig. They're still looking for people, and I thought that I would recommend you. And they're casting for one more day, and you should go, but it's tomorrow. And you have to send an email to them with your specs being like all your measurements.
Wow.
And then they will like send you the location of like, so it was pretty like a low key casting.
Yeah.
They were looking for, I think, a local model, because they do fly people in from like LA and New York and New Jersey, but during COVID times too, like partly trying to save money and also, maybe it was the convenience of having somebody close, like whenever somebody
like
cancels.
if they're COVID positive or
that,
whatever at that time. Mm-hmm. Yeah, sorry.
So I'm at the bar and I'm like, I guess I need to go home right now. Like,
yeah, I can figure this out.
And I was like, I have to give it a try, right?
Yeah.
I was like, I should. Like, that would be stupid not to. And on top of that, like, I did want to get into the modeling world, especially like fitness modeling. And I was like, this could be my one and only shot.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay. I was like, you know what? Maybe I'll look even lighter tomorrow because I'm dehydrated. Yeah. But I just have to get over the fact that I'm hungover.
Use the Asian glow to your advantage.
Yeah. So, I literally called an Uber. I was like, I'm going straight home.
Okay.
I sent the email of my specs, like my measurements. I think I sent it at like 11 p.m. And it was a long shot. So I woke up the next morning. I was madly hungover and waiting for a reply.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, I don't know. It was like noon and I still haven't heard anything. I was like, you know what? I'm hungry. I'm going to walk down to Burger King, which is only 2 blocks from me.
Yeah, I remember that Burger King, yeah.
I'm going to get myself a Whopper.
Yeah.
So I go down there, get myself a Whopper. I'm like, yeah, it's too late. Like, there's no way they're going to answer my email. I'm eating this Whopper. Email dings on my phone. 4 p.m.
Yeah.
Location downtown.
Wow.
And I threw that Whopper in the trash.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Dude, I had 2 bites of that Whopper. And I was freaking out. I called my boyfriend. I was like, what can I do right now to make myself not look the way I look?
Yeah.
And he was like, literally nothing. And I was like, okay. So we're just going to go like this. That's fine. All good. So I'm going home. And I was like, all right, we got a couple hours to get ready. All right, we're going to showered, perfect. We're just going to slick the hair back in like the tightest bun ever. Mm-hmm. Clean. Make sure there's no like underlying mascara, like, just trying to wipe off all this shit from
It's like,
last
I just
night.
needed not to know that I was drinking until 1 a.m. last night.
And I was like, I don't even know what I'm supposed to wear. I was like, I'm guessing athletic clothes. I don't.
Yeah.
And I couldn't find like a matching pair of athletic clothes because
that's surprising.
I did not. Well, look, I did not do laundry.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, purple leggings it is. Like,
all right.
A random outfit. I get to this place, right, and there's like a good amount of people sitting in there. And I was like, God damn.
Question: did they all look like you, or was it just totally different people?
So it was like
okay. I just didn't know if they were looking for one type of person.
Like there was definitely people
like
there who didn't
body
even
type.
like work out.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. Go ahead. Continue.
So,
you get there. Yeah.
So now I get up there and they're like, okay, this is what's going to happen. We're just going to take some raw photos. You do whatever you want to do.
Okay.
And then you're going to talk to these guys over here, talk about what you do. I was like, God damn.
That's a lot at one time.
Yeah.
And you're hungover.
Here we go. And took some photos. Honestly, I thought those photos were terrible.
Really?
I literally saw because they posted it on. They hired a company, an agency company, to do all the work and like send them models
right,
so
all
that
the
they
stuff.
can decide. Right. Yeah. So this company posted some of my photos on their social media and tagged me, and I was like, oh dear Lord.
Yeah, I think I remember that time when that was happening. Yeah.
And I was like, there's no way I got this gig, right?
Yeah.
And I heard that there was like over 300 people over the course of 2 days.
Wow. Okay.
That modeled. 4 years went by.
Yeah.
No response. No
days?
email. 4 months.
4 months.
4 months. Did I say 4 days?
I think you said 4 years, and I was like, God damn, that's a long time. But 4 months?
Shit, 4 months. Yeah.
4 months went by?
4 months went by.
Still a long time.
And I didn't hear anything. And I was like, okay, well, pipe dream, right? But
yeah,
at least I gave him my shot, you know?
Right.
Worst case scenario, my life doesn't change. My life's not that bad. So
Yeah.
shoot your shot. And random day, I get this email. It was like, hey, are you available next week? We need 2 consecutive days for you to come in and basically do a trial shoot.
Right.
And I was like, holy shit.
It's coming down a pipeline.
I'm like, things are happening. Okay. And I was looking at myself, and I was at the height of my bulk season. I was 160 pounds.
Oh damn, you like Big Daddy over here. You were
160 plus
dude.
right now.
And I was like, oh my God, like they're gonna reject me because
Yeah.
you're
not looking the same way that you were looking before.
148 when I.
Oh damn.
Yeah, when I first did the casting. So I mean, 4 months.
12
That's
pounds.
heavy,
Yeah. It's a heavy buck up.
So I got in there, did the shoot. I was so nervous, and thankfully they called me back the next month, and I got more and more comfortable with the crew, like the camera crew and all of that.
They just kept calling you back.
They just and it's like 1 to 2 times a month, and
wow.
it's been I think it's almost 2 years. So
wow, congrats on that. That's fucking dope. Like, I mean, it's really a huge company. It's great someone to be linked up with and have that exposure and partnership. Is there any advice you give someone that's like what was in your kind of position that's wanting to get something like that going?
So clearly I had doubts about this whole situation, right?
Yeah.
One, I wasn't prepared. I was hungover. I was notified the day before, drinking.
Yeah.
And I definitely did not feel confident.
Right.
Almost like when I had called my boyfriend, he was like, you really can't do anything in a couple of hours to make yourself look different, right?
Yeah.
And I knew the answer, but like,
just needed to hear it
one of those
again.
things I needed to hear from somebody else. And I was like anxious, and I was like, I don't think I should go. And he told me exactly what I said just now. He was like, if you don't go, you might regret it. You might regret the fact that you didn't give yourself the chance. And the only person that stopped you was you. Now, if they're the ones who stop you, they don't accept you, guess what? Your life doesn't change.
He's right.
And your life is pretty good.
He makes a good
shoot your shot. If you have the chance, go for it. No matter what state you're in, you could be hungover. You could be 10 pounds heavier than you normally are.
Yeah.
You know, like in this day and age, like people are looking for diversity as well. So
yeah, that too. It's big time for us. For us darkies. No, just kidding. You got any pigment? It's a good time for us. Go model somewhere or something. But anyway, go ahead.
Actually, one of the things that they did say was like, you're the first like Asian person that isn't like an extra small or a size small that we've seen. Yeah. We have to stand up in front of the camera or something. She's jacked. I like to think that I'm pretty muscular, even with my Achilles tear and stuff and rehabbing. I'm still pretty. I'm all right, but good Lord, she puts me to shame. So, let's see. Like your biceps probably just bigger. Yeah, it's bigger than mine. Hold on, let's see. You've got some shape there, yeah.
Yeah, yours is way better. Way better over there. Okay, well, that's wild. So shoot your shot. It's basically like just. Which is like people will be like, oh, anyone shoot your shot. No, seriously, like shoot it. Like people like waste time a lot of times and like think they can't do it. It's like
that, and connect with the people that you meet. Like if it wasn't for my friend Jamie, who was in that realm, I wouldn't have gotten the opportunity. Also, if it wasn't for me, like making a connection, I'm sure that they like did that same test drive with other models as well. And like I made an effort to talk to the camera crew, to like make friends with them, because like, hey, if we're gonna work together, we should be able to connect together. We should be able to vibe together, because otherwise this is going to be boring for both of us. We're here all day together from 8 a.m. all the way till like shooting over like 70 to 120.
Are those shoots really long?
It's a whole day thing.
Wow.
So instead of like coming out like multiple days, it's just like either 1 full day of shooting or 2 full days of shooting in the month.
Jeez, that's tiring. Now, this is a fun fact about you. On average, how many protein bars do you keep in your gym bag at one time? Another TikTok. We're gonna get to it just before we go. How many? And how many? The number, and then how many different flavors you think?
Okay. So it could be like 3 or 4. And
she looked at me so pissed. Like, how do you know that I keep so many?
It could be like 3 or 4, because like, hey, like, I could eat 1, I could eat 2. There could be somebody who's about to pass out, who needs food. And I think this is the trainer side of me, right? Because
typically when I first train somebody and this person has not trained themselves ever, or maybe like it's been years, their energy is gonna tank, dude. Like, and it could be a moderate to easy workout, but if you haven't put yourself through that type of strenuous activity in a long time, and especially if you haven't eaten before you came to your training session,
right?
Like, dude, I've had people black out.
No way, seriously.
Like,
well,
yeah, like this one girl, she didn't eat anything before the session. Didn't tell me she didn't eat anything before the session. Her eyes rolled back. She fell down to the ground. Thankfully, like, I caught like her head so she didn't hit the floor. But the first thing you need to do is spike insulin, like give them some sugar or something. So I always had snacks in my bag before, but like now I think it's just a habit to always have snacks in my bag. And also I push myself to my limit a lot with working out. And I myself will feel myself tanking and like getting like TV fuzz in the middle of my workout. I was like, oh God, I need some sugar. Yeah. Even
with eating before your stuff, so you feel like you got that's how hard you be going.
Yeah.
It takes a lot. It takes a lot. I mean, I can't imagine it takes a lot to look like what you look like. So
that, and like, even though it's not necessary to do more than an hour workout, I enjoy working out so much that like sometimes it does creep into 2 hours, but I will feel myself tank, and I'm like, okay, I need to pick me up.
No, I sympathize with you. I should actually start bringing snacks to the gym. I just don't want to be that guy at my gym just like snacking on like grapes. Like, that's what I'm gonna like. That's what I'm gonna bring to the gym. I'll be like, yo, like,
dude, you go to Merit though, okay?
I actually, so like, since my injury, I'm doing good. I'm walking again, guys, by the way. Since I ruptured my Achilles, like, whatever, back then. And I stopped going to Merrick because it's just so far. Well, not really, but still. So I'm at my own gym now. But I don't want to be that guy there because I'm going to have some grapes just so I can...
Yeah.
Like, in between sets, just chilling, like...
At Exile, you've got bodybuilders, you got powerlifters. Powerlifters, they always got like a bag of Sour Patch or gummy worms.
Is that a recommended thing? Can I eat gummy worms? Because I'm a gummy guy.
Sugar. I mean, you better be lifting some heavy ass weight.
I could do a little something. Look, boy, your boy ain't no bitch over here. I could do a little something, you know. No, I'm alright. I could do a little something. I'm up in there lifting.
Me, I'm just like, we got some Rice Krispies. We got some.
So that myth is true. The Rice Krispie myth is true. For real?
Yeah, you can get a massive pump with a Rice Krispie treat.
I go with beet powder.
It depends, you know.
What do you think about beet powder?
Beet powder?
Beetroot powder.
That's a good, like, it's got nitric oxide.
Yeah, I like the
so it gives you good circulation, so it's a good pump.
That's what I want, yeah.
It's a good pump. It's a good natural pump, right?
That's what I like, good natural pump.
Yeah, that's a good supplement to take.
You heard it here first.
Yeah.
All right, here we do. I'm going to take a quick break. I needed to take a shot, and so does she, and I probably need to piss, too. So, I'll exit that out, whatever. But shot time, and when we...
You know, I told my training coach that it was gonna be one shot, one drink.
Oh yeah, I mean people.
Such a lie.
I was gonna say I people come over here all the time and they actually ask me for drinks because they're like I don't like being in front of camera and stuff.
Yeah.
I feel like for you like you're so used to being in front of the camera. I was like, well, she can do whatever she wants. Like you could have said at one point.
I have to retake. And so Alex I could hear him giggling every once in a while.
Yeah.
Because like I'll be upstairs, right? Because I literally can't do this in front of Alex.
Your TikToks?
TikToks, Instagram, talking to myself on Instagram story. And I'll be like, fuck.
Yeah.
And then Alex is just giggling downstairs. I'm like, shut up. And I'm like, fuck, I gotta do it again. Record.
How many takes do you think average it took you to do some of those things?
Oh my gosh.
I just want to know, like, because I know those TikTokers out there, they can't do those things in one take.
5.
Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad.
So once they had me do Instagram takeover at SuperCon in Florida, they wanted me to do like the whole
like vlog, daily vlog thing.
Hey guys, it's Leigh Laurel. I'm here with C4 Energy, and we are at SuperCon Miami. This is also live. Blah, blah, blah.
15 takes.
Like, dude. First one I was like, hey guys, it's Leigh.
Just froze. Just stuck.
Or like, hey guys, it's Leigh. I'm here with SuperCon Miami, and it's shit.
Yeah.
C4 Energy, and we are at. Like, it was constant. I was like, damn. And this guy, he was like trying to like prop me through it.
Yeah.
He was like, he just like said it right off the bat. Like, damn, you're good at this. And he was like, oh yeah. He was like, just used to do something like newscast.
Like a broadcaster or something like that. Yeah.
Okay, makes sense.
Yeah, like you just
like,
boom.
at this.
As you would think, like now where you are with your, I guess, your progression and where you are with TikTok, that it would come natural. But at what point? Because you started, I see you started heavily making TikToks in 2020,
Yeah.
and like, so, and that's when the views were like, you get one that's like 800, 500, then you get one that's like 142, then like, then you get like 700 likes, then you get 1,000 likes, then like it would go down. Like, so, what kept you consistent? In your idea, like what kept you consistent, like with, I know getting, because if you get for example, I just posted a picture on Instagram and I got 81 likes as opposed to my usual 175 or whatever likes, and I was like, oh shit, do people hate me now? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm like, I don't want to post anymore. Like, I don't really care.
Instagram is completely different than TikTok. TikTok, they really, I want to say they reward people for posting frequently. It's like, they want it to be like saturated almost. I don't know what it is, but like I notice when I post one in a day, falls flat. If I post 2 or 3, okay, one has like better views. But not only that, but like once you start making better content, things that are catchy, things that are short, especially like TikTok grabs onto that so fast.
Do you think that's because we as Americans or just as a people now have such a short attention spans that like we can only consume in small 15-second intervals?
So think about social media at the very beginning, right? It was like Facebook and then eventually Instagram. Yeah. And Instagram was just posts. Right. We're so used to doing this. Scrolling.
Yeah, we are. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And that's like a quick, like you're looking at a picture, scroll to the next. Yeah. And I think it's kind of like a force of habit to just like be scrolling through. Yeah. And if it's not catching you in the first couple seconds, you're gonna be like, oh, that's probably gonna be boring. Yeah. They don't even see the, like maybe there's like a cliffhanger. Maybe like the interesting part is on the second half of your video. Yeah.
But you can't catch me in that first 5. Yeah. You're right. If you can't catch me in that first 5 seconds, I'm swiping up.
And I was like, okay, I'm not that good at talking to the camera where I can catch somebody in the first 5 seconds. It's just, it isn't. So then I started capitalizing on what can I do to keep somebody interested in the first 5 seconds? Transitions. I was like, let me try to do transitions. So I did, first couple ones were fitness related. All right. Yeah. Like I'm like in a baggy shirt, and then next thing you know, I transitioned to me flexing in a sports bra.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Stuff so, like that. Are you consciously like, I did? So there was a progression. It was going from you talking to the camera a lot to you doing a lot of more fitness things, and then also the progression to you kind of. Yeah. I'm not gonna say fall. I don't want to say I'm criticizing, but falling into the TikTok realm of showing off your body. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, do you feel like there's a double-edged sword to that, because you are in fitness and you do need to show off your body to show what you are and what you can do. Yeah. But at the same double-edged sword, you know, do you feel like people didn't take that and like, okay, like she's doing it just so she can get more followers or views?
No. So, all right. So, how TikTok went about? TikTok to me was something like COVID hit, and I was like, I have all this free time. I might as well make an account. Right. And then at first it was just for fun. I was like, oh, these trends, like, let me try this dance trend. Let me try like this audio is hilarious. Let me try this, that, and the other. And it was just so random. Yeah. And it was just something to do. And it was something to tag my friends in and be like, haha, try this out, you know?
So it wasn't, you didn't go into it being like, oh, I want to like make this a thing.
No. And like, if anything, I was kind of just making fun of myself.
Okay.
I find humor, I don't know what it is, but I know I can't dance, but I'll make a TikTok of me trying to dance, and I'll think it's hilarious because it's just so stupid, right? I wasn't taking it seriously.
Yeah.
And then when COVID really started becoming real, and I was like, I need to figure out what I'm going to do to survive. And I came across online training. I was like, I can't train people in person.
Right.
So I was like, okay, let me pump out. Let me just see if I can use TikTok to build my online training. So I started making these TikTok posts about like training, like different workout routines, and it would be like a full routine, right? Yeah. So of course it's like a full minute, 3 minutes long.
Yeah, I'm not watching your whole routine.
Nobody's watching that. And I was like, okay, so this is not the platform for this. And then one day, I like came across a trend that actually came naturally to me. Mm-hmm. And it was like one of those like transition trends. I was like, oh, it's like, I can do that. Mm-hmm. Wear something baggy and flex right after and just clip them two together. And it
changed the game a little bit.
It changed the game,
Hit.
Like it hit. And I was like, okay, so let me just keep doing this. Like it's working. And eventually it died down. I was like, okay, so I got to get a little more creative. What else can I do?
Okay.
Then I noticed some workout videos really taking off on TikTok. But the thing is, they were just showing 1 or 2 reps of each exercise. I was like, okay, let me try that. Some of them really took off. And then
question just real quick in the middle.
Yeah.
So because there was a concerted part where you went to doing just mostly pose videos, what I saw, like there was like a part in 2020 leading towards where it was like mostly pose videos. So you're not you listen to the audience. You're like, okay, you respond to what TikTok, do they want to see?
I would say TikTok really rewards people who give the audience what they want. That's why you can add their comments to your favorites and stitch it to your next post. That person commented this. I want to see this. You take that comment, you put on your next post, and give them exactly what they want, and it works.
Do you spend a lot of time in comments?
I do. I want to pay attention to the comments because, like, if it's something in my scope that I can give them, it you know, like at the end of the day, I'm here to help you. I'm not here to just flaunt myself all the time. Like that's not the purpose of TikTok. That's not the purpose of Instagram. You have to be adding value to somebody else. That's how you get followers. That's how you get people who are engaging because they truly want to hear what you have to say or they value your opinion or your advice. So if you're not giving them some type of value,
I didn't think about that.
Yeah. If you're not giving them some type of value, then it's just you being flashy, right?
Yeah, I don't really follow people that are just like besides my friends maybe, but like if it's an account outside of that, I've got to be like it's a cooking account or like something I can like go back to and be like, yo, or a lifting or like someone who's doing fitness shit and I can go back to it and be like, yo, like, so or I want to see more of it.
Yeah. When I make a post, I think like, all right, what is this to that person? What is this to my audience? Are they getting anything out of this?
Right.
Like, and it's not going to be every post. I still want to be a real person, right? Like, sure, like I want to feed my audience what they want to see, but at the same time, I also want to show them who I am. So like, I'll give them like my workout post on Instagram or on TikTok, like these short little reels. I'll answer their questions. I'll give them what they want to see, but then I'll also add my personality posts, like the most recent one, me doing a cosplay, and doing a transition with that. Like that doesn't benefit anybody really, right? But they thought that was interesting probably. And they were like, yeah, I'll click a like.
So before we get to the cosplay, I want to say you did do a great job of being very like vulnerable in a lot of your TikToks. Do you feel like you lost anything with that, with people in respect to that, or people responded really well to that? Like how do you think that went?
Like
did you get off like, hey, you know what, thank you so much?
It's a mixture of both.
Yeah.
You know, like I think vulnerability is very important. I think that's what got me out of the hole.
Right.
Is being vulnerable because
kind of putting it out there because once it's out there, it's out there. It's on wax. Like people can go back and hey, like look at it and like it's not stuck with you.
And I always want to show that I'm a real person to people. And I'm not saying that I overshare. I do hold things for myself, but your audience is only going to trust you if you're open with them and they can see transparency, they can also see through your lies. I also think Instagram and TikTok can tell when you're not being genuine. I think the algorithm is based off of like, okay, think about it. When you first started TikTok, they gave you a bunch of different videos, right?
Yeah.
But then, like, as you started liking things, they only showed you what you wanted to see.
Yeah, that's fair.
Right? So, same thing with, like, me posting things, right? If I post something that isn't pertaining to, like, my audience, it's not going to do as well. So, I think the platform itself also can read through lies and can tell whether or not you're being fake. So,
do you, like... So with having this big following and stuff like that, do you feel a responsibility to your following to post what they want to see, or is it like is it less about you now and more about what they want to see?
No, I keep it pretty even.
Okay.
I keep it pretty even. Like
if you feel like provoked to post certain things, it's like this is what they want to see. Like, God damn it.
Although every once in a while I do feel bad, like if somebody says like, hey, like, can you post what you eat in a day, or like, can you do that? Sometimes I forget.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like I'll be like, yeah. Like I really want to show you, like if it's gonna help you, I really want to show you.
Yeah.
But like sometimes I forget,
Yeah.
and then I go back and I'm like, oh shit,
Yeah,
I told this girl that I was going to post this, and I forgot, or I didn't have time for this, or instead of making like a really nice meal, I just made ground beef. And just ate plain ground beef.
Like, no worries. You know,
so
we've all been there. Like, I can
yeah. So it can be hard sometimes to give them what they want to. But I make sure also to be more, like, show more of me on my story. Like, because, like, even if my post might be, like, maybe I'm promoting something or I'm giving them what they want, like, I still somewhere in my platform want to show them like who I am.
That's fair, and I think that's what people want to see, is no matter what is the real. Which is why I don't like mince words when I'm on here. Like, if people are gonna see me, like, cool.
Yeah.
I want you to decide quickly whether or not you like me or not,
yeah.
And that's okay with me if you don't. But how do you deal with the negativity? Like, if there is any, how do you deal with that? And you know, are you like more the like kill 'em with kindness, or do you go at it?
So I actually think TikTok for this a lot, because TikTok is so oversaturated that like when a TikTok goes off, there's a million comments, right?
Yeah.
Like, there's just so many, and not all of them are good. And sometimes when you get a ton of negative comments, you're just like, oh, fuck you all. Like,
it doesn't really resonate with you
or
that much.
or I don't take TikTok comments seriously sometimes, because like, dude, you get some wild comments in there.
Yeah.
And when you get wild comments, you get negative comments, and you even got to like almost like too romantic of comments. You know, you're just like, dude.
I was gonna say, have you had any like weird?
Yeah, of course.
Run-ins with people like
you just
like
don't
China.
take any of them seriously at that point. You just don't.
Yeah.
So then it kind of like desensitized
right.
like negative comments for me, and then like I've been told this all my life, right? That like the more you give negative people attention, the more they're gonna do it back to you, because like you're feeding into them.
That's what they like.
Yeah. But if you don't give them the time of day, you don't pay attention to them, like their negative comment just sits there and just like, and if they keep giving negative comments and they're not getting any answer, they stop. And then they go pick on somebody else.
Yeah, because that's
right?
supposed to feed that energy.
Exactly. Now, I do have to say, if there is like a really bad negative comment, I'm not going to like get in their face or anything.
Right.
But I do have a little bit of sarcastic and sadistic humor.
Yeah.
And I'll probably say something very cheeky, right? I'll just say something really like...
keep it classy.
Keep it classy.
Yeah. Just like, you know, say what you got to say when you got to say it.
Yeah. But also, they might enjoy that. They're going to be like, oh, shit. She doesn't give
a fuck. Have you had a chance to run into any fans yet? Like anybody that's not known you personally, but then know you just straight from that, and then like, is that cool? Is that weird? Like, how do you deal with that?
I'll tell you when it hit me, right?
Okay,
So I wasn't even a full-on influencer at the time. Like, I was at like, I think at the time I was like at like 10K.
Okay. So like a micro.
So like
at that point. Yeah.
Not even micro, like
yeah,
nano.
Like nano. Yeah.
Nano.
Nano. It's a new nano. Yeah, that's good. I like that.
So we were at Breckenridge. I was like on vacation with my brother and his friends and my cousin, and we were snowboarding. Mind you, I'm in full snowboard gear.
Yeah.
Like jacket, like snowboarding pants, like masked up, goggles. I was like, how the hell did this guy know I was Fit Miss Filipina? And I okay, later on I realized it was because I was on the ski lift and I like posted a video and I like my entire like outfit was on there, right?
And
So
he was following.
I'm guessing he was like scrolling through his Instagram and saw my story and was like, oh shit, Fit Miss Filipina is here. And I was like, I only have 10K followers, but like I got to the bottom of the hill. We were like trying to figure out where we wanted to eat. There's like a couple restaurants, and I still have my helmet on and everything, bro.
Yeah.
This guy came over, his skis.
Trudging through the snow. Trudging through the snow.
Fit Miss Filipina. And I'm like,
what?
And then I'm like, my brother starts cracking up laughing. And he was like, bro, how did they know that was you? Like, you got all this gear on. I'm like, oh, no, it was probably my story. A little creepy, just a tiny bit.
Kind of, okay, I was gonna ask, was it like cool, kind of?
Well, it was a little creepy at first. It was a little shocking because I was like, I am fully geared up. How the hell did this person know, right? But then I was like, okay, I did post on my story. I am wearing purple pants, and there's not a lot of people wearing purple snowboarding pants. And everyone has a specific snowboard. So the snowboard can be picked out. And I was like, okay, I'm cutting this guy some slack, right?
Fair. That's fair.
But I was like, oh, hey, like, he was like, I follow you on Instagram. And I was like, oh, yeah, nice to meet you. Like, and I didn't know what else to say. So I was like, enjoy your snowboarding or your skiing trip. And just
got out of there. Just got out of Dodge.
And this is again, like, people don't realize this, but I am pretty introverted, especially like when I first meet somebody, like I've really got to feel it out.
Right.
I'm also really bad at small talk. I suck at small talk, dude, and it gives me the most anxiety. And I've been working on that a lot because I am now in the influencing realm, right? Yeah. And what do influencers do? They meet a ton of people. Yeah. And what's the first type of conversation you're going to have? Yeah. Exactly.
I teach class on small talk. You should come to it.
God damn, yeah, please. Yeah. I need help. It's not good. It's not good. And like even my friend Amanda, who's in the influencing realm, and she's she's got like 260,000 followers, right, on Instagram. We'll both be talking to somebody. Yeah. And then want to get out. And then I will literally like all of a sudden she'll see me disappear. I was just like, and she goes, "Yeah, you're always the first one to leave the conversation." I'm like, "That's because I don't know what to say."
It's crazy. That's funny. Like I would love to have people come up to me having a conversation because like people say I can talk to a wall, and I'm like, I would love that, but people.
God, I don't know what it is, but like. Small talk, I can do deep talks. Yeah, I can, especially if I know you. But
what's your deepest trauma? It's just like that's your new thing. But okay, at 10K, you've never had any. Have you had any crazy encounters at this level of like at 200K? Like, or like, tell me this: have you had any like weird like offers from people following you?
Bro.
Well, actually, okay, fine. You know what? First things, actually, you have with your content, you hit a point. I think it was around this time in 2021. Actually, it was like July 16th. You posted your first anime-related video. It was actually what's today, the 14th, 2 days ago last year.
No way! Damn, I don't even know that.
Well, hey guys, I do my research. All right. Savion Sean is my other nickname. I get my wine going and I get my research going, but. Yeah, the 2 day it was
you
July
really dug deep, huh?
Yeah, July 16th, 2021, you posted your first anime video. And then from then on, what happened? Because it seems like it stuck and you kind of found a lane.
So here's the thing about anime. I used to watch it as a kid, and then there was a point where anime was for losers. Yeah. And my brother still liked anime, and I was really trying to fit in. So I would tell my older brother, I'd be like, you're watching shows for losers, I would tell them, be like, oh, like anime, like that's not cool. Like, and I would get them, and like the thing is, I liked anime too, but I really was trying to be somebody different, like trying to fit in and stuff. And but during COVID, I ran out of things to binge watch on Netflix and Hulu.
We all did. Yeah.
And my friend Jake is big into anime. He's a power lifter and one of my good friends. And he was like, Leigh, start watching anime. Have you watched anime before? I was like, yeah, like when I was younger. And he was like, dude, there's so many cool shows out now. He was like, you gotta watch Attack on Titan. You gotta watch Hunter x Hunter. You gotta watch, like, and he was like, making a list. There. And he was like, if you have any time to binge watch anything, you should start with these. Okay. Because there's a lot of seasons. I was like, all right. I like made a Crunchyroll account, and I was like, oh god,
there we go.
And I was like, this isn't gonna be that exciting. And then like a couple episodes in, I was like glued to the TV, and I was like, oh shit, my inner nerd is coming back.
Did you feel a connection to your Korean side, or I'm not sure where anime originated. I have no idea, to be honest.
Japan.
Did you? Yeah, okay, so yeah, I was like
Japanese, but
yeah.
There's also like Donghua, which is like Chinese. I mean, there's like Korean version. There's versions.
There's versions. Okay,
yeah.
cool.
But like
did you feel
the main
kind of? Did you feel home again? Like, did you feel kind of closer to home again with that?
Well, a lot of Asians do watch anime, so I was like, I connected with a lot of people on that, and but as I was watching these shows throughout COVID, not only did it give me something to do, because during quarantine it was getting pretty boring.
Yeah, it was.
But at the same time, there's like different genres in anime, like slice of life is going to give you something like heartfelt, like if you're feeling sad, like they always have something that's like there's like this word gambare, which means like do your best, right?
Say it again.
Gambare, like, and it's like do your best, and so but like that's kind of like the idea of slice of life too, is like they'll like have some type of little hardship, or like it could be a relationship hardship or this, that, and the other, but they always do their best, and they always get through it, and it makes you feel happy, like.
All right.
And then you got like shonen, which is like a genre. It's like mainly pertaining to like boys, but it's like all the action packed. Like,
fighting and stuff. Like that, yeah.
So like there's, and that can get you motivated to work out. Huh. It can. All right. Yeah. And it kind of plays along with my introverted side. When I told you I used to read books, and they were all like, take me to some place else, right? Someplace cool, superpowers, this, that, and the other.
Taking you to
still
different places.
Like stimulated the same type of thing, So I enjoyed it, and I just like I took that, and I was like, let me make some content with anime. I saw somebody do it. God, who was it? Oh, Lean Beef Patty. Okay. I was like,
shout out Lean Beef Patty, whoever the fuck you are.
She has like, I don't even know, like 2-3 million followers
on
Instagram and on TikTok.
You're somebody. I don't know who the fuck you are, but you're somebody.
But she just cranked out like anime and fitness content, and I was like, damn, like anime is cool. Like back then, it used to be like just for nerds and losers.
Never was for me, just by the way. Never was for me, guys. No offense to it, but just never was for me.
And I was like, wow, like people are now accepting something that I love that I used to hide. And even my brother was like, used to tease me about anime. I was like, back then it wasn't cool, and I was trying to be cool, and I wasn't being myself. You tease someone,
and misread 13 books in 1 week, you tease somebody.
That's my brother. My brother and I, we would fight a lot when we were younger. We would fight a lot.
So you made that first piece of content, and then that wasn't that first piece maybe that hit, but
what kept it going was it was just like, for me, dude, like I started getting motivation from anime characters, and I was like, and during like a kind of like depressing time where we just really didn't know what the hell was happening with the pandemic, I was trying to find any reason to feel motivated to go work out, to like, just do normal things again and feel empowered. And And so I would like stitch myself with these anime characters, and I would then this is where I got to cosplay, because then people were like, oh, like she's got Chun-Li thighs, or like, oh, you should cosplay Chun-Li. Oh, like have you ever thought like of cosplaying Makiyoze from Fire Force? Like the animes I've watched, and I was like, damn, I guess I should like I said, like give the audience what they want. But at the same time, it wasn't a hard ask for me, because my favorite holiday ever since I was a kid was Halloween. And people were like, that's kind of weird. And I was like, no. Like my introverted side of liking like fantasy books and anime and all of that, I loved Halloween because you could be whoever the F you wanted on that day. No one would judge you. You'd be out in the street wearing whatever the hell you wanted. And growing up, I also like had all different types of style. Like I've gone through the pastel punk style. I like did the whole emo phase, the goth phase. I used to shop at Hot Topic only. Like I did the surfer phase. I did every type of style, and
we've all been there.
Yeah,
living through the 2000s was crazy.
And I still like till this day, I can't say I fall into one style. I love street style. Of course, I have great gym style, you know. But I also I still like ride that line of like pastel punk and like you know, like cutesy outfits.
Keep 'em guessing.
And, you know, preppy outfits. Yeah, keep them guessing.
Keep 'em guessing.
And
keep 'em guessing.
And so like this idea was not hard to get, you know,
where do you get your outfits from? Can I ask you?
So I was getting them from China at first, right?
Okay.
China sizes, dude.
Yeah.
I'm like an extra large, so bro. Dude, I kid you not.
That's wild.
Actually, even when I was in high school, my mom would order things from China, and she would have to order me a large. And at the time, I was like even smaller than now. But it's just
They just have all the what's it called? It's the cosplay stuff.
They do, and it's for cheap.
It's on Amazon?
On AliExpress.
Alibaba.
So like AliExpress, it takes like about a month to come.
That's so crazy.
But yeah, I would buy it in like extra large. But it does take some time. So whenever I need a cosplay outfit fast, I would buy it from Amazon.
Oh.
And
this doesn't look right.
Sometimes they wouldn't fit because my shoulders are too wide, or like my legs are too big.
How's buying clothes for you? How do you deal with that?
Dude, I just have to like return it, size up, and then like finally when I can lift my arms up, I'm like, okay, this is the right size, but now everything else is loose. So
like what size is this t-shirt here? What's up?
And everything.
What is this? Small?
Small, yeah. All of this is small, but then when you're wearing like cosplay outfits, they're like either unitards or like a one-piece suit or something, you know, or like actually like a blazer. Like it depends. And those types of things, like I'm not a true small.
Yeah.
So people don't know this, but before I was a Under Armour model, I was doing fit modeling for them, and not like fitness. It's like fit meaning like I'm a human mannequin for a size small.
Ooh.
And basically what that is like they have you wear like the prototypes and stuff like that, and like maybe it's still in the design process, and they're seeing like how it fits, how it moves and stuff like that before it goes out into production. But they always told me, they're like, she's not a true size small. So like here, I'm like, my upper body was pretty much small, except for like the width of my shoulders.
I'm the same as you, because I'm a small everywhere, and then I get here.
And then my legs was just like, they were like, yeah, she's only gonna be a fit model for the tops, because the legs, she's like small and like calf and everything, but then like the thighs and the
like
butt
medium,
was
large,
just
or
medium.
like that,
And so yeah, they only fitted me for small tops.
Did you try to crack a watermelon yet?
Hell no.
You're not gonna try?
Dude, not until I get tree trunk legs. Like
you think you could right now?
I don't think so. No.
You don't think so? You could?
It depends on the size of the watermelon.
I'm talking like when you pick up from, you know, just the John.
Bro,
there's
different sizes.
I think you could do it. You should try
different sizes.
I think that, look, my vote is your next TikTok challenge is put that fucking watermelon between your thighs and see if you can crack it.
Dude, I saw this chick. She lives in Hawaii. I forgot her name, but we both follow each other.
Yeah.
And she's mad impressive glutes, mad impressive legs. She does wellness. She couldn't do it. And I was like, damn, her legs are way bigger than mine. But at the same time, the watermelon that she had, I mean, maybe because it was growing in Hawaii or something, but it was huge.
It was big?
It was like,
I think you could do it. I just, look, that's something that you want to give people what they want to see. I want to see you crack a fucking watermelon.
Next year. I'm eating 180 grams of protein right now. So if I don't crack a watermelon by next year,
then it's going to be a problem.
It's going to be a problem.
All right. That's a lot. You're eating your body weight, or you're eating over your body weight.
Over.
Is that tough?
I feel like a carnivore right now. I feel like a carnivore. Like, it's just, in general, like, I didn't grow up eating that many protein. I just lived off of carbs, really, when I was younger. And so it's hard. It's hard to eat protein.
I've tried to eat my protein. I do try to eat my protein in weight, but I split it between grams and, I do it clearly do it in grams. Well, you do it in grams too, but do it in grams, and I split it between protein powder and meat.
Yeah,
and other things, just to try and like give myself a little bit of difference.
You can only eat so many protein snacks before your stomach goes fuck you.
Literally, I have 2 shakes in the morning, and like one before and one after my workout, and it's probably like 80 grams total. And I'm like, that's as much as I can probably handle. Yeah. Powder wise. After that, I don't know what I can do. So I mean, I know what I can eat, but like you have to keep eating. So that's tough.
It's hard. It is rough, but you
got to do it. So you found the niche of the anime cosplay. What are the pros and cons of that? I know I'm sure there's some great pros. You've got 200,000 plus followers, but then there's got to be some cons because like we've talked about, your following is now like 90% men. 10% women, like I know that, and we described a little bit of that, but talk to that a little bit, the pros and the cons of.
All right, since you started with a 90% men and 9% women, okay, so I have been working so hard to boost my women following. Like my main mission is actually to inspire specifically Asian women to like feel empowered and get stronger and feel comfortable getting stronger and building muscle, because there's still a huge portion of the population that does not support that.
Yeah, it's kind of stigmatized.
Yeah, like growing up, like my grandmother would constantly tell me, she would be like, "Oh, Leigh, you're getting too big. Why do you want muscles? Blah, blah, blah." Like, and then even when I'm like in prep and then I'm like losing weight, she's like, "Oh my God, eat some more. Like, you're getting anorexic." And I'm like, "Okay."
It's like, which one? Pick one.
Yeah, but she used to tell me that I like lost my feminine side. And it hasn't been until recently when this is the first time she's ever been to a competition of mine. And I had asked her in person, I was like, "Do I look beautiful?" She's like, "Yeah, you look gorgeous." And I'm like, "Thank you."
That does something inside.
Yeah, I was like, "Thank you so much."
Yeah.
Like, it really, like, it made my day. I was like, I don't care if I win or lose this competition. At the end of the day, I felt like I won in that moment because, like,
it's heavy. I like that.
Well,
like, not heavy.
She saw me like in my bikini, and she was like, "Oh my gosh!" She was like, "You're wearing that on stage?" Of course, like, that's showing a lot of skin. So she was like, taking it back a little bit. But she was like, "Oh my God, yeah, I get it. I get why you're doing it. Like, I see the muscle." And then afterwards, like, I put on a dress, and she was like, "You're so beautiful." I'm like, "Thank you, Grandma." That's really, really, really sweet. And but yeah, I wanted to inspire the Asian women population.
Okay.
When I started doing anime and cosplay, here's the thing I didn't consider. So yes, like anime like pertains to and connects with a lot of Asian people, right? However, I didn't take in consideration there's more men interested in anime than women. And then here's the other thing is like cosplay, right? So I would say more women cosplay than men. Okay?
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that the people who follow cosplay are more women.
Also makes sense. Yeah.
If there's more women cosplaying, that attracts more men.
Yeah,
right?
I see. Yeah,
okay?
I see that.
I've been struggling. Like at first, it was like I was at like 70-30 before I started doing anime and all that stuff. And when my following skyrocketed from anime, it went to 80-20.
Wow.
Then I started hitting cosplay really hard. Now it's at 90.9 and 9.1. And you know, like, even though I really want to connect with the Asian women population and women in general, I'm looking like, I have 107,000 followers on Instagram. 9% can still be a good amount. Okay,
yeah, it's still a good amount of women you're reaching. Yeah.
So I just I have to tell myself that, and that I'm still like inspiring women, but at the same time, I can see why it's happening. Like when you look at my personality, I am a tomboy. Like I said in the past, like I related more to men than women in general. So maybe it's also that part too. Like I do have this like androgynous vibe or like mask femme. So you know, maybe it's not as bad as I thought. However, I do like from a business perspective with partnerships and stuff like that.
Right.
Some of the partnerships I have like are kind of like more catered to women because I am a woman.
Right.
And so like me selling to women, like I'm really dipping into 9% of my following. Right. So I'm just wondering like in terms of business, like how that's going to work out for me, or maybe I have to start saying like maybe the guys have girlfriends.
Yeah, or
like, buy this for
your girlfriend. Or like we were talking about earlier, like maybe you start advertising male products as like, hey, like this is what my boyfriend or this is what the guys that I like use. Like you should use this because if you got a lot of guys on you, they're gonna start using that. You know what I mean?
It's like on TikTok where it was like guys with veins or guys with like
whatever, like Manscaped. You're gonna use it, or use this cologne, like use this or that.
Yeah.
You know, maybe like link up with like that cologne spot, like those cologne Johns.
I'm not using it myself.
Yeah, you're not, but you could be like, I love when men use blah blah blah.
But those types of partnerships don't come up to me, right? Because
they don't. But if you start making them and putting them out there, just as like TikToks, they'll pick them up and use them like yo, we'll just use this as a sponsorship anyway. And put that little sponsor thing on there and it works. I don't know shit about that.
I'm making my own T-shirt, and it's a Chun-Li T-shirt, and she's in like a bikini as if she's like a bodybuilder, right? And the colors are like blue, gold, and pink, like so. But it may seem like more feminine, right? And I was like telling my guy friend Jake, and I was like, "Would you buy this?" And he was like, "Yeah." He was like, "I like the colors, and also, like the Chun-Li on there. Like my sister is the one who drew it up. It's got big boobs."
That works.
And I was like, "It's a little sexual," and I was like, "Okay."
Speaking of boobs, do you know why guys like boobs?
Boobs?
Yeah, just randomly. I don't know. It's so random.
I don't know, but Chris Evans is an ass man, so
that's the inspiration between you building the glutes, right?
So all I'm saying is, I'd much rather build an ass.
Hold on. Besides for Chris Evans, that's fair. But seeing the way your boyfriend looks and the friends you have, Chris Evans does seem like.
Yeah,
you know that prototype.
Look, it's a superhero vibe.
Captain America.
Captain America.
So like like, and not to be weird or gross, but like a lot of those dudes are doing weird shit to your. Do you get weird comments a lot? Yeah, I can only imagine.
I got tagged in this TikTok, and there's an audio out there that was it was like tag a video you've jacked off to.
They tagged you.
Bro, he stitched my video, and I was like,
"Damn, bro."
Don't,
like, is there a silver lining there where you're like, okay, I love that I could like be that for someone, or no, not at all?
I mean, if they have erectile dysfunction and it's working, look, I can be your superhero.
Yeah,
I can be your superhero.
In a way, you're kind of a superhero in that respect.
But I don't don't think that guy had ED. You know, I think he just, you know, was just.
So was that just like a point where you were like, oh my god, like you didn't go to sleep happy that night, knowing that someone had like a.
It disturbed me for a little bit, but
Yeah.
I was like, Leigh, what do you expect? You just have content out.
Yeah,
you know,
it's
like,
content out there. Like some people are into anime. Like that's literally a category on websites, porn websites. Just throwing it out there, just letting you know. Sorry,
good
like
to- yeah.
she's
So,
like, good to know.
You know, so it's just one of those things where, you know, like, as long as they're not stalking me, they're not
That's
coming
good.
up to my
You haven't had
front
any
door.
stalker like
Look,
extra
that's-
things, right? You haven't had any like weird stalker things.
I think the one thing that puts me off is when people ask me where I live.
That's creepy. Yeah.
Or like, you know, it's different if they ask me like what gym I go to, but like when they're like,
Do you tell them?
or sometimes no, like when.
Do you tell
like
them what
I'm-
gym you go to? Because that's even they might try and.
Exile, like yeah, I tried to like funnel some people to Exile, but you know,
If they're
like,
local, you'll tell
Yeah.
them maybe. Like, but if like, cause like, have you had any weird like crazy offers of people like to like, hey, fly you out of here and like go to like Dubai or some shit like that?
Oh yeah,
Really?
Yeah.
How do you respond to those?
I don't.
Oh, okay. I don't
just
know.
delete it.
Okay,
Or I'll
really?
Unread it. I'll unread it.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Is there
There's people that have sent me money with no
with no
questions
nothing?
asked.
Did you have an OnlyFans ever?
No,
No.
no. Although I get asked all the time. And I'm
Really?
like, dude,
Would you ever do it?
I don't even have a Snapchat. Like that, like, and to me, that's like OnlyFans because people
Yeah,
send me
people send-
random
yeah,
ass
that
dick
is,
pics
yeah.
on Snapchat. I'm
Wow.
like, fuck that.
So you
Like,
said someone sent you
literally-
money just for nothing at all?
Yeah, I get that.
No
Yeah.
way, really? Just
They're-
like,
they're-
yo, like
They're
here.
just love your content. You're so inspiring.
Are those roses? Is that what roses are?
No, like they'll
Oh.
send it to my Venmo or my PayPal.
Oh my
like,
god.
I was on TikTok Live
Y'all
one
motherfuckers
day.
are crazy.
I was on TikTok Live one day, and we were talking about like buying bikinis and how for girls competing in NPC,
Yeah.
it is 10 times more expensive than a guy competing. A guy has to buy either a Speedo
Or thong. Yeah,
like
right,
yeah, or board shorts, right?
Okay, yeah.
But women, we have to get our nails done. We got to wear heels.
Facts.
We have to buy specific competition heels. We have
Yeah.
to bedazzled bikinis, dude. A nice one is $700, dude. Yeah. If you want like a basic one, okay, $300, but like you're going upstage with other people who are definitely not wearing a basic bikini, right?
Oh, wow.
And then other things like hair actually plays a big part in it, and makeup, makeup and tan, dude. You have to pay for all of that on show day.
Is it spray or is it you guys lay in the bed for a while?
Like, so it's spray, and you get two, like you get your base coat and you get your final coat, and then you get glaze right before you step on stage. Dude, competing is so expensive, and it's more expensive for women because of our bedazzled bikinis, high heels, nails, and hair. Like, and makeup. It's effing ridiculous. Like, it's basically a beauty pageant.
Yeah, I was gonna say
You
with
know,
muscles.
like- and so I was explaining this on my TikTok Live, and this guy just decided to send me money and be like, hey, like, I listened to your TikTok Live. I hope this helps a little bit. I want to support your
There's still
competition.
good people in the world.
I hope you're doing, like, I hope you do well.
I mean, he was
it
trying to
just
hit though.
and it was just very nice. There was no, like, he didn't ask for anything. I don't even know what his Instagram or TikTok is. I don't. He just sent it out of the blue. And I just commented back on Venmo. I was like, thank you.
Damn.
Yeah. Post-competition. People Venmoed me for post-competition treats. They were just like, treat yourself to because I have like a couple TikToks about how much I love pastries.
Yeah.
And they were like, treat yourself to a pastry. I'm like, God
And these people that follow you, just follow you. They don't want
yeah,
nothing else. Nothing else.
else.
That's crazy. I would never. I don't give. I follow this girl named Fit Dunk at Fit Dunk on Instagram. I love her ass, but I swear to God, I'd never send her a goddamn dollar.
And
I'll
this
send her
one
this
guy-
dick, but I ain't sending her no goddamn dollar. I tell you that much. I ain't sending her a goddamn penny unless she fly me, you know, whatever. But anyway, I'm just saying,
This one guy,
crazy.
he was like, he sent me a PayPal and it said, beta funds received ? And I didn't see this PayPal because it was like
Beta.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I didn't see this for a while because like my email is the one that notifies me of PayPal. He sends another 100 and it said, like, you're my alpha, blah, 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 like, please respond.
Wow.
Just $200. Like, dude.
Wow.
It really blows my mind.
So from TikTok, you're to the point where like you got a significant amount of likes, so you've made some coin from there? Is it to the point now where you can kind of like just stick to TikTok or like TikTok and other things too?
I would say TikTok doesn't pay that much compared to Instagram Reels.
Oh, really?
Instagram bonuses that they just started.
Instagram Reels, so you can get paid from Reels. I didn't know that. How does that work?
And it pays way more.
How does that work? Just like the more
Kind
views,
of
just likes.
like same thing with it's like plays. I think it's
Plays.
Yeah.
Wow.
Or something like that. Yeah.
Do you have a YouTube channel too?
I just started YouTube.
Okay. How's that going?
My brother has been doing amazing. He's been doing the video. He's been doing the editing. I think he's really enjoying it, and I really appreciate it.
Trust me,
but
I know from doing my own editing, it is time consuming.
Yeah. Oh, I tried to do my own editing, and that's why I stopped doing YouTube myself. I tried myself, and I was like, damn, this is way too much.
It's tiring.
And unless I can hire someone to do this for me, I can.
Yeah, it's tiring.
But my brother has taken it on as a hobby. He likes taking pictures, and like he's getting better with the camera and videography. So I was like, you know what? Like, yeah, let's run with it and see what happens. And I think I'm around randomly. I don't know how, because I don't find myself that interesting. But
I'm surprised.
I'm at like 700 and something followers.
That's good.
And like
You'll probably it'll trickle over.
And like
you know
the
what I
thing
mean?
is, we're not even posting regularly. We're just kind of like,
Yeah, like saying like
this one,
it's
you know?
a grind, and that's what
Yeah.
everyone's gonna understand is that everything that you're gonna do in life is gonna be a grind. You're gonna start somewhere. You gotta start being bad at something, and you end up being good at it.
Yeah, and I also still have to figure out how to talk to a camera. Like I'm getting better,
Right.
But I still like flub on some words, or like it's when you're tired and you're trying to make content
Right.
too. Like it's so much harder to speak.
I agree. Like coming today, like I said, I took a nap right before I came here.
Yeah.
I was driving for fucking 3 hours before that. I trained 2 basketball players before that. I wook up and trained myself before. Like I'm wiped out, But I mean, the fact that we find the energy to do things we love. I actually love having. At the end of the day, I realize I love connecting with people, and I love figuring out their stories because they're always unique in different ways, and they can always draw something from it, draw some kind of strength from it, draw some kind of lesson from it, and maybe help you understand your story a little bit better. So that's my aim, and so I definitely want to thank you for sitting down with me today, and after a long day you've probably had too. Is there anything that you want to plug or talk about, just like kind of wrapping up, that you want people to know about? This will be out in a few weeks once I'm done like chopping it up and stuff like that. But is there anything you want to talk to the people about?
I would say a few things. So. If you're trying to get into the influencing world, be yourself, because just from meeting other influencers, I can tell the ones who are genuine and the ones who are not. And I don't think it's their fault for not being genuine, right? Like, I think there's some influencers who kept following trends and it popped off, right? But if you only follow trends, you get stuck kind of in that cycle. And if you're not pumping content also about yourself and your personality, like you almost like lose that transparency and lose yourself in social media. And I feel very blessed that I get to be myself and make content. It makes life way easier, and I don't feel like I'm fooling anyone. I don't feel fake, And TikTok and Instagram can surprise you. Like, I never thought I would be an influencer. I never thought I would have this many people following me. At one time, I thought it was a pipe dream to just try, right? Like, I think everybody in their life had been like, oh, I want this to pop off, But I feel like the more you just show yourself who you are and stop trying so hard for some reason, like they will throw you a bone. TikTok and Instagram will throw you a bone. Like you just have to be consistent and just be true to yourself, and you'll find, like I always say, like finding your tribe. You'll find the people who actually thoroughly enjoy
fuck with you.
Yeah. So it's really cool to see that, and it has boosted my training business, and it's done a lot for me, and I honestly, as an influencer, I feel like it's kind of like Christmas every morning or like every week.
Wake up to kind of crazy random stuff
like that, and like working with so many cool companies, and like sometimes they just send me random things. Like today, like look what you just sent me, like a random gift, and I was like, wow, I feel like it's Christmas. Like I feel like I'm being rewarded every day for the efforts I'm trying to put out there, to help other people, and to also just like show people myself, show my story. Like you get one life. This is it. Like you got to go do something with it. People should know who you are. People should love who you are. As I said earlier in this podcast, like my mother, she passed away when I was 2 years old. She was young, like 27 years old, I believe.
Oh wow, yeah.
My stepmom passed away from cancer. I don't think she reached 50 years old.
Jeez.
I want to say. So I really find it important to be true to yourself and do what you want to do, like, in the scope of,
Clearly,
things,
in the scope of things you can do. Yeah.
Yeah, and just live your life, because like you never know when your last day is, and I know that sounds morbid, but
that's true.
like me being 26 and knowing that one day I'm gonna outlive my biological mom, it hit really hard, and I was like, I need to start living my life for me and nobody else.
Right.
And it has been a little difficult in ways, because like sometimes I need to dial that back. I am in a relationship, so I can't just live for me all the time.
Right.
But I'm very headstrong in that way, and I really want to see my life take flight. Yeah.
Well, I think it is. I mean, if anything, from what I've seen, it is taking flight, and with that, you're going to be absconding and heading to Houston soon.
Yeah.
We're sad to see you go, but happy to see you chasing the things that you want to do. So, are you excited about that? Nervous? Anxious?
I'm so thrilled, so excited. There's just so many opportunities that are out there, and I don't ever want to limit myself.
Right.
So I'm always down for new experiences. I want to try living somewhere else, outside of living in Washington State when I was younger.
Right.
Living like in the Philippines and traveling here and there. Like I haven't been somewhere myself, like living somewhere myself.
Right.
First place where I lived by myself was Towson in Baltimore.
Right.
It's been years now. I want to try something.
A little bit of independence coming up.
Yeah.
Well, look, we wish you the best of luck here. From the other Boone boy's not here; he's in Italy right now. But the older Boone, we want to wish you luck. Specifically from us. We're here if you ever need us. Clearly, if you ever come back, let us know. Party with us. Yeah, you better be. I'm sure Liz won't let you go back without visiting and stuff. But all right, hey, let's hug it out. We're gonna close that episode. I never figured out which one it was. I think it's 000. 007. You might got the 007 episode. 007? Yeah, you might be the secret agent. But here we go. We're gonna go out with Leigh. We'll probably take one more shot. I will. She doesn't have to. But give me a hug. And go out of this. All right.
It was nice seeing you.
Hey, it was great seeing you. And you got.